And welcome, everyone, to Astound Broadband Stadium in Midland, Texas. I'm Monty Montgomery, along with Ben Farmer, and we have a great game for you today. The University of Texas Permian Basin Falcon football team is hosting the Angelo State University Rams of San Angelo, Texas, just 2 hours southeast of us, in a game that I think Falcon fans, Ben, would like to call a rivalry, but you got to win more than one time for it to be. I'm not sure that the Rams feel the same way about us.
Well, we did ruin their homecoming last year, so that was the first time that the Falcons have ever defeated the Angelo State Rams was last year. I think Angelo State might be feeling the rivalry a little bit more after last year's game, and they're coming here and they're going to try to ruin our weekend.
Well, they are, and in the series overall, ASU leads at 6-1. We want to welcome all of the Falcon fans and, of course, all the Ram fans who are tuning into the stream today. This is Flow Sports, our new streaming partners, Game of the Week in the Lone Star Conference, and this is actually one of the top games nationally in Division II here in Midland. And receiving votes for the top 25 is the Rams. And the Falcons started in the top 25 by virtue of their loss to Pueblo and then to Kingsville, still knocking on that door, trying to get back in, Ben.
Well, maybe we should set the table here for people who might not be familiar with either of these two teams watching in today. Angelo State has had a football team for over 100 years, I believe.
Awful close.
They've been around a very, very long time. They have won the Lone Star Conference Championship a ton of times, won some national championships along the way. Whereas the UTPB Falcons just started our football program in 2016.
Yeah.
Had some lean years, got a little bit better every year, and then last year won our first ever Lone Star Conference Championship. So coming into this season, Falcons had a target on their backs.
Yep.
And we have seen that. Every game that the Falcons have played, they've got the best out of the opposing team.
Yes, they have. And with that target comes a little extra pressure, and the coaches kind of retooled for last week against Midwestern and kind of did a 180, and the Falcons played with joy, as Ben and me like to say, last week, and they won 27-3 over a very good Midwestern team in Wichita Falls, a very tough place to play. And the Falcons, I felt, Ben, that whole game, we were just almost away from breaking that open and scoring 40-some-odd points.
It was the first game that we've seen the Falcons play this season where they were firing on all cylinders. In all three phases of the game, we're doing well. You know, the offense has had a good game here or there. The defense has had a good game. Last week was the first time we saw it put it all together. And when the Falcons play like that, they can play with anybody in the country.
That's right. But the consistency has been the challenge here, and they're going to have to be consistent today. They're going to have to come out firing on all cylinders immediately, or Angelo will take this game away.
Angelo is big up front, and if there's anything that the Falcons need to do, it's to stop the run game, and we'll get more into the keys to the game later. But I think the Falcons are actually a little more talented, but I think the Rams are a little bit better up front right now.
Right.
And so it's going to be interesting to see how the Falcons' big guys respond in this game.
Angelo's offense has struggled a little bit. They have settled on a quarterback, and that's going to be number 12. That's going to be Braden Fuller from Floresville, Texas, down southeast of San Antonio. He's a junior, and he has had a good last couple of games. On their offensive line, they've got four all-conference offensive linemen, a couple of them offensive linemen of the year in separate years. So their offense is looking to find its identity and is starting to as the season goes on. But their defense is what Coach Chris McCullough, the head coach of UTPB, calls elite. They've got a great defensive back, All-American Andrew Pitts from McKinney, Texas. He is something else and is fun to watch. And then the linebacker, Ben, I think it's number 11. That is going to be Eric Rasco, is all over the place and very active too. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup against their secondary, where they do a lot of 0-1 cover and they press a lot. And so really it's going to be very interesting to see how our wide receivers respond to the coverage of the Rams secondary.
Our wide receivers are built for that sort of thing. They are big, they are long, they are fast, and they're supposed to be able to take one-on-one coverage and be able to get, they call them 50-50 balls, but they really should be more like 80-20 balls when they're thrown at our 6'5" receivers out there. But it's going to be a battle all game long.
Well, Jawan Mason went back to Midwestern last week, where he had played until he graduated. He's a grad transfer, and he had an outstanding game for the Falcons, and quite a coming out party back in Wichita Falls. And we're looking for big things from him. Traylon Sewell, Jeremiah Cooley, Ben Patterson, Gunnar Absek, Laquan Wells. The list goes on and on, the weapons we have at wide receiver. Corey Harris, outstanding running back. He's backed by Cam Lee and Gerald Palmer, just hard running backs. When Corey gets in a groove, if he gets over 100 yards, we tend to win. He did this game and the game 2 games ago. He did not against Kingsville, and it showed.
It did show. And that was, again, one of the battles where up front Kingsville was just bullying our guys. And we're going to have to respond a little bit better tonight. I think we will. It seems like the Falcons have found their identity at this point in the season, too. So, I mean, we're mid-season here. Actually, this is our second to last home game at this point.
It is.
So, yeah, we go on the road next week. We have one more home game and then 3 road games in a row.
Wrap it up.
To close things out before a playoff run. So it's going to be great. Let's take our first break.
Let's take a break. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X. Hey Matthew, I think we let's go ahead and we'll do this later on in this show, but let's do the
West Texas. Now home to Saturday Night Lights.
It's true what they say. Football in West Texas is more than a game. It's tradition. Bound by passion. Driven by family. Powered by grit. West Texas, where the Falcons bring home championships.
Congratulations, Falcons! Falcons out!
It's game time.
And we're back here at Astound Broadband Stadium on the west side of Midland off Loop 250, right next to the Midland Rockhounds ballpark, AA affiliate of the Oakland A's in the Texas League, who lost a heartbreaker last week in the Texas League championship. But just a beautiful sports complex here with a AA baseball stadium, and here the Midland ISD, Midland Independent School District football stadium. Astound Broadband, Ben and Mai's favorite, I think, to be here and call a game.
Yeah, I think even when we go on the road, we say this is almost the nicest stadium we play in all season. Obviously, West Texas A&M has a gorgeous stadium.
They do.
Save that one. I think this one is our favorite one, absolutely.
And our window's open, and I like that for a broadcast booth. And unfortunately, they couldn't do that at WT for some reason. But if that's the only flaw, it's nothing, because that stadium is outstanding. But we got Matthew Rios running the board back at the station, Northeast Midland, and Nicole and Bill here in the booth with us, along with Zach. And we're in the pregame show, and right now we're going to have Ben work his magic and show you some stats he's come up with.
Yeah, I wanted to compare these two offenses to show you just where the discrepancy is. Now, both of these defenses very good. Angelo State's probably better defense, but look at these stats right here, Monty. Total yards on the season, Angelo State has 1,325 yards. The Falcons have over 2,200 total yards on offense. Passing yards, Angelo State, 645 passing yards on the season. Falcons, 1,414 yards on the season. Rushing yards, Angelo State, 680. So they have more rushing yards than passing yards. Falcons have 817. First downs, this one was really a real shocker to me. The Rams with 74 first downs on the season, Falcons with 133. Total touchdowns, total. The Rams have 7. The Falcons have 21. Time of possession, pretty even. Both of them right around 30 minutes averaging per game on time of possession. But, Monty, that's really what it comes down to, is this Falcons offense is going to have to get the job done today.
They are, and of course the Rams, their first 2 games of the year were on the road against Mid-America Intercollegiate Athletic Association schools, Fort Hays State, Emporia State, both very, very good teams in that league, and they lost both those games, but I think their offense was struggling more at that time. They were looking for their identity. I think they've started to figure that out, and I expect a very productive Rams offense today, and of course it's UTPB, and I'm sure that last year's game has been mentioned, a couple of times amongst themselves, and I expect this to be a Ali Frazier fistfight from the word go.
Yeah, I absolutely do too. Now this one could go either way. I mean, most of the time we come and we say, we think this one's going to be 28-21, or throw everything out with this one.
Yeah.
It could go either direction. If either one of these offenses starts rocking, it could be a track meet. If this ends up being a defensive struggle, also wouldn't surprise me at all. So it's a great day for college football.
It is. And again, this is, if you're just joining us, this is one of the top games in Division II and in the country, and of course Flow Sports. This is their Lone Star Conference game of the week. Now we're going to have something like 2,000 Special Olympic athletes here with us today, and we're going to have all kinds of folks. Again, if you're out there with the family looking for something to do on Saturday night, come join us. The admission is free. Sit on the west side. It's a little cooler in the shade. When I was down on the field earlier, Ben, it was about 87 degrees, which makes it about 107 plus on the turf. But hopefully that sun will be going down soon. I feel bad for the Angelo fans over there on the east stands.
They're going to be getting, just absolutely blitzkrieg with sun until about the halftime or so.
Absolutely. But we're going to talk a little bit about Angelo State. It's located in San Angelo, Texas. It gained university status and awarded its first baccalaureate degrees in 1967 and graduate degrees in 69. The same year it took on its current year. It is the second largest campus in the Texas Tech University system, and they've been a part of the Texas Tech University system since 2007. And Angelo has one of the greatest, most incredible gifts a family has ever given an institution in the state of Texas, and that's the Carr Foundation grants and scholarships and all. And that has just they've done so great with that, and they've helped so many people go to school and better their lives getting an education at Angelo State. Angelo, about 2 hours southeast of us, about a little over 100,000 people. Beautiful city, beautiful location, Air Force Base there. Just a great location, and I hope we beat the pants off of them, Ben.
I do too. And San Angelo is an absolutely beautiful place. If you're not familiar with what Texas looks like, we're in West Texas where the desert is. San Angelo is about where the water starts.
Yep.
And then it just gets watery all through the whole rest of the state. But beautiful city, beautiful campus, wonderful tradition over there. Great tailgates.
Right. Great facilities. Them and WT really kind of the blue bloods in the Lone Star Conference in facilities. And then you throw in Kingsville with their history of success. And we're in a rough stretch of games here. We had 4 games in a row where we played Kingsville, who was picked 4th in the league behind us at 3rd. Then we played Midwestern, which was picked 5th in the league, I think, in preseason. And then Angelo was picked 2nd in preseason. And next week we go to Central Washington to play them, and they were picked to win the Lone Star Conference. So this month of football has been a slobber knocker, and there's no rest for the weary.
And it's been hot, too.
Oh, hot.
We thought it was going to cool off. Our very first game, which was in August, I think the high was like 72 degrees. And since then, we haven't gotten under 85, I don't believe, in any game. And it's a hot 88 right now. Just like you said, you were on the field. I was at the tailgate a little bit earlier, and it was just, it was awfully hot.
About 107 on the turf is kind of what the rule of thumb is. 20 degrees hotter on the turf than it is on the ambient temperature, as this is an artificial turf field. Again, if you're just joining us, we are expecting a slobber knocker of a game. And if you're looking for something to do tonight with your family, come on out. here, this is a great place to be and see some great college football. With that, we're going to take a break and be back on the other side. And we're going to take a break and have the final thoughts from Coach McCullough on his coaches show Thursday night. And then we'll be back on the other side of that. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X.
From kickoff to the 2-minute warning, HEB has all you need to make your tailgate a touchdown. For the starting lineup, HEB's freshly made guacamole and salsas are a delicious play. And for meat lovers, HEB Prime 1 steaks and burgers are a sizzling way to get your grill on. Plus, pick up the extras like HEB's Our Finest paper towels, Texas Tough trash bags, and foil. From food to snacks to defensive sacks, tailgating is a win with HEB.
It's overused, abused, taken for granted. The word free. At First Basin, when we say free checking with instant issue debit card, we stand behind it. So if you're like me, and no one really is, it might be good to see if your bank is hiding the word fee in free. Time for a new bank? You're going to like coming in first. First Basin Credit Union. Experience superpower.
Member NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
Lightning, cold weather, heat waves, and windstorms happen when least expected. The Bosworth Company and Kohler are committed in keeping your home or business comfortable and running. Never run out of power with the Kohler generator. It comes with a 5-year, 2,000-hour warranty, and it powers on automatically within seconds of an outage. Call the Bosworth Company now at 432-570-5233. Worth the call, always.
License number TACLA 16845C.
Our compassionate same-day care, precision diagnostics, and cutting-edge treatments make it easy to choose the orthopedic and sports medicine experts at Basin Orthopedic Surgical Specialists. As the official team doctor of the Falcons, we provide the most advanced orthopedic treatments to keep our student athletes on the field. Please visit Basin Orthopedic Surgical Specialist for all your orthopedic care.
Welcome to Rosa's Cafe, the home of Las Fajitas Más Famosas. Indulge in our succulent chicken or juicy beef fajitas, grilled to perfection over real mesquite. So drive through, dine in, or carry out for Rosa's wide variety of all your favorites. Make it Rosa's Cafe. After all, life is better with Rosa's Cafe.
UTPB football is back and better than ever. All Falcon football home games are free this season. That's right, free admission and free tailgating. All you need to do is show up, bring your friends, family, and your favorite food and drink. Come and cheer on the Lone Star Conference champions as they fight to defend their title. Experience the fun of tailgating and the excitement of college football in the Permian Basin. Falcons up.
It's overused, abused, taken for granted. The word free. At First Basin, when we say free checking with instant issue debit card, we stand behind it. So if you're like me, and no one really is, it might be good to see if your bank is hiding the word fee in free. Time for a new bank? You're going to like coming in first. First Basin Credit Union. Experience superpower.
Member NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
Dear Texas, we know how much you love brisket. We got you. We took mouth-watering brisket, slowly pit-smoked for 12 hours, and combined it with your favorites, queso and pico. And so, HEB Brisket Queso was born. Because that's how we express our love. Looks like you got the message. Brisket Queso, to Texas with love, from HEB. Dear Texas, we know how much you love brisket. We got you. We took mouth-watering brisket, slowly pit-smoked for 12 hours, and combined it with your favorites, queso and pico. And so, HEB Brisket Queso was born. Because that's how we express our love. Looks like you got the message. Brisket Queso, to Texas with love, from HEB.
It's overused, abused, taken for granted. The word free. At First Basin, when we say free checking with instant issue debit card, we stand behind it. So if you're like me, and no one really is, it might be good to see if your bank is hiding the word fee in free. Time for a new bank? You're going to like coming in first. First Basin Credit Union. Experience superpower.
Member NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
Falcon free, no loans, no debt at UTPB.
We are back on the TV side of things. So for folks listening in and might not be aware, we simulcast this. We do a TV side and a radio side, and those two things don't always link up in the same amount of commercial breaks and that sort of thing. But that was the UTPB marching band.
And we welcome back our radio audience to Astound Broadband Stadium in Midland, Texas, on the west side of Midland off Loop 250. And we've just had the national anthem, and we're getting ready here for the game to start. And again, the Falcons are hosting the Angelo State University Rams from San Angelo. And this is going to be a barn burner, ladies and gentlemen. This is Flow Sports, our streaming partners' game of the week. Trans Global Productions, of course, bringing it here locally. And Bob Bailey and his crew. And then we've got 95X, our radio station partner that we're broadcasting on. So if it seems a little weird, we're very detailed broadcasting for TV. You understand this is a radio broadcast that's simulcast on the Flow Sports stream. We've got the UTPB band on the field right now as we slowly work our way here. We're about 8 minutes out from kickoff as the Falcons come into this contest 3-2. They're kind of a little bit, I don't want to say they got their backs up against the wall, but they've got their work cut out for them because, again, we're in the middle of a 4-game stretch. If you're just joining us, we had Kingsville, which we lost to. They were picked 4th in the league. We had Midwestern last week in Wichita Falls. They were picked 5th in the league. We won that game 27-3.
That's correct.
Yeah. And then we've got Angelo tonight, and they were picked 2nd in the league. And then next week we go to Washington State to play Central Washington. They were picked to win the league. So this month has been a very, very busy month, and the Falcons can ill afford to stumble and lose another game and expect to continue to be in the run for a conference championship and an NCAA playoff spot, Ben.
And I think you're going to have to, if you're the Falcons, I think you have to win the conference in order to get into the playoffs, I think. We thought coming into this year, this might be the year that they take 3 Lone Star teams. These teams have all kind of beat each other up so much at this point that I don't think so. Maybe they take 2 teams like they did last year, but I don't think we're getting in if we come in 3rd place in the league.
Well, in the region we're in, Super Region 4, I believe, it's the Lone Star Conference, Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and then the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference, which is Minnesota, the Dakotas, and we played Bemidji State from Minnesota last year, and apparently they've got some really good programs up there this year.
They do. All 3 of these leagues are fantastic, and as I understand it, we're actually moving into a different region next year, but it's no rest for the weary over there either. So
it'll be Lone Star Conference, Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, Great America Conference, which is the Oklahoma-Arkansas schools where the reigning national champion Harding University is, and then the MIAA, Mid-America Intercollegiate Athletic Association, where Northwest Missouri, which has won 5 national championships in the past, Pittsburgh State, which is ranked in the top 5. Yeah, it's going to be a murderer's row trying to get into the playoffs, be the top 7 schools when they merge all 4 of those leagues next year into Region 4.
A lot of fun, of course, last year being the first year the Falcons ever made it into the playoffs, and we got to host a playoff game here at Astound Broadband Stadium. And, Monty, that was just a ton of fun. I want to do a whole lot more playoff games.
Yes, I would like to, too. And we got the Angelo State Rams starting to come on the field. The Falcons will be following here with the captains. But tonight, of course, Angelo State at UT Permian Basin in Midland. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff. Central Washington is traveling to Portales to play Eastern New Mexico tonight. That's a 6:30 Central kickoff. And Midwestern State making the long trip from Wichita Falls to Texas A&M Kingsville and Kingsville. That's a 7 p.m. kick tonight. So it's going to be those are the only games on tap as everybody else has the night off.
We're getting down to it, aren't we, Monty?
We are.
It feels like just yesterday we were saying, oh, good, we finally started football season. Here we are getting towards the second half now of football season. And there's no more excuses left for either one of these teams. It's time to play. This is big-time college football in the Permian Basin right now.
Right now. And we need to make sure we acknowledge Rafael Vargas, our kicker for the University of Texas Permian Basin from Oxnard, California. He was a special teams player of the week last week in the Lone Star Conference. He had an outstanding game against Midwestern, and we know that his folks, the Vargases and the Romeros, always have a party and watch the game, the stream, and listen to the radio broadcast in Oxnard, California. We want to say hello to y'all and hope y'all are having a good evening. And please keep us in mind when you're doing one of those parties when Ben and I can come. We're trying to figure out how to call a game from Oxnard.
You know, we keep threatening to come down there and experience one of those things. One day it will happen. I promise you that.
Well, I'm hoping we get to see them as they're here for Senior Day. A couple of people I need to say hello to, Deanne and Lee in Tiffin, Georgia, Austin Williams folks. It's so glad to have Austin playing for us. What a difference he's made on that defensive line. And, of course, Max Johnson, our center, his mom and grandmother listening in Jinx, Oklahoma. Thank you so much for tuning in. We thoroughly enjoy Max. Lots of stories to share, but not on the air. So let's go to the captains, Ben. We've got for the Falcons, we've got Jalen Rockamore, Dylan Graham, and Gunnar Apsek. And I'm going to give you the captains for the Rams. Number 8.
That's Rideau.
Number 29
is Jordan McKinney, defensive back.
Number 71.
71 is Noah Pilsick.
Offensive lineman.
Yes.
Okay, and number 11.
That is Eric Rasco, linebacker.
Yeah, we'll be calling his name a lot tonight too.
I hope not.
So we've got the cameras tuned in there, so we're looking to see how this goes. As I also want to say hello to my
I should say Plisek. I got that. I mispronounced that name. Plisek.
To my stepson Hal, who's on his aircraft carrier returning from the Middle East, and they're cruising up and down the coast of California, unloading all of their stuff, and he's tuning in. We love you, boy. We miss you.
The 50th anniversary logo is heads. That side's tails. That side's heads. That side's pickups. What's it called? He said heads. Mr. Reed, would you flip the coin, please?
And the coin toss.
Angelo State, you won the toss. Can I defer your choice? You're getting the ball. Which way do you want to kick? Everybody's that way, please. Angelo State has won the toss. They've elected to defer their choice in the second half. UT Permian Basin will receive in the north end zone. Good luck, gentlemen.
So there you have it. Angelo State wins the toss. They're going to defer, which means they'll receive the ball to start the second half. The Falcons will defend the north end zone. They'll be going left to right on your radio dial as we are on the west side of the stadium. That's what we refer to as the near side. The east side is the far side. So you'll hear us use those terms a lot as we describe where the wide receivers are and which way the play is going. Again, that is for our radio audience. If you're doing the stream, it won't affect you near as much. But that way it makes it a little clear on which direction we're going and what we're doing. Let's see, who's kicking off for the Rams? That is going to be Brad Larson.
Mm-hmm.
And back deep for the Falcons to receive will be Gunnar Apsek, the senior from Cedar Park High School in Cedar Park, Texas, and Traylon Sewell, who is from College Station High School in College Station. I don't know how the Aggies let him get away.
Boy, no kid.
He is FAST fast, as is Gunnar. So, again, we're about to kick off here this Lone Star Conference game. Game number 6 of the season for the Falcons. They're 3-2 on the year, and the Rams are 2-2. They were off last week. Their quarterback, Braden Fuller, was the offensive player of the week. September 23rd, by virtue of his performance against Western New Mexico and Silver City that weekend, they won 21-0 in their last outing. So, Ben, do you think having a week off helps you?
Yes, it does, especially this time of the season. Everyone's a little bit banged up, and it just gives you time to heal, to rest up a little bit, and get your mind ready for some more football.
I want to say hello also to McKenzie and Landry down in the Concho Valley. Hope y'all are enjoying the game. And here's the kick, ladies and gentlemen, to start the contest. That ball is going to go deep out of the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own 25-yard line.
Let's take a look at the Falcons offense right now. Dylan Graham heading them up at the quarterback position. Corey Harris, Jeremiah Cooley, Ben Patterson, Laquan Wells, Brock Johnson. Up front, a little bit different. Tristan Willis, Raymond Diaz, Roberts, Max Johnson at center, and Wyatt Payne.
So, ball is going to be set on the far hash mark. Again, a lot of 0 and 1 safety coverage from the Rams. They'd like to do a lot of press coverage. You can guarantee there's going to be a lot of talking going on between the wide receivers and the defensive backs. So we've got 2 wide receivers near side in tight. It's going to be a pitch to Corey Harris. He's going to come around the right tackle, and he's going to get up to about the 30 to 32, and he was tackled by number 5, Ben.
Oh, number 5 on my list, I have Stephen Woods coming down from his defensive back position. It's a good run down the right side with a good running lane for Corey Harris, getting things started off right.
Well, we've got Gerald Palmer coming in at running back. Laquan Wells on the far side. Brock Johnson in a tight end spot on the far side. Jeremiah Cooley on the near side. Corey Harris behind Gerald. There's going to be a handoff to Corey. He's running behind Gerald Palmer, and he gets about 2 yards, Ben.
Big block in the middle. I did not see who laid it down, but they ran. It was Gerald ran right over a defensive lineman. And that's a big defensive lineman, too, that he ran right through.
Gerald's a very large young man.
He is. He is.
So 3rd down and 2 for the Falcons from their own 33-yard line. Ball just to the inside of the near side hash mark. Falcons lined up. 2 wide receivers far side, wing back to the far side. There's going to be a handoff to Corey, and he's going to duck down and get the first down, I believe, Ben.
I do, too. He just leaned forward for a little bit of extra yardage right there, and that should be a first down.
And it is. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Falcons. We've got 13:48 left to go in the first period, and our score is 0-0. And if you're not aware, if you haven't listened to our broadcast before, Coach McCullough scripts his first 10 plays. And very rarely does he deviate from those. So we're expecting it to be run heavy. All right, 1st and 10 for the Falcons from the 35-yard line, their own. 3 wide receivers far side. Corey Harris in motion to the far side. There's a bubble screen to Laquan Wells. Laquan's got the ball at the 40, and he's going to fall forward to about the 42-yard line. And that's going to be a pickup of about 7.
Yeah, a good pickup on the bubble
6.
screen.
They're giving him 6.
Giving him 6, going no huddle on this one. I wonder how difficult it is to watch a ball be thrown from the shade and into the sun like that.
Yeah, that's brutal.
So a little sugar huddle, actually.
But they're
time.
young, and they're not having to wear those new readers like you are. Welcome to adulthood, Ben. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Corey Harris. He's going to come off the near side tackle, and he's going to turn it upfield. And Corey's going to get about 2 yards the hard way, Ben.
It's a good lead block that time. Coming from the opposite side of the formation is number 53 for us. That's Roberts. Oh, that's Roberts. He's getting his first start today.
Yeah, Krishan.
That's right.
Tyler Ball's out.
That's right. So a good pickup there on 2nd down.
3rd and 2 for the Falcons from their own 43-yard line. Ball just in the middle of the field. It's going to have 3 wide receivers the far side, running back to the left of Dylan Graham behind him, and that is Gerald Palmer, number 34. He's going to get the handoff, and Gerald's going to try to drive his way in, and it is a pushing and shoving match. He's not going to make it.
They're going to mark him just shy, but it was a good push by both teams that time. But the Falcons able to move the ball just a couple of yards. They're giving him 1 yard on that play, Monty. Is there any doubt that we're going to go for it here on 4th down?
I think we're going for it. And Gerald is about 6'2", 235, if I remember correctly.
And we got Kapua in at quarterback.
So Christian Kapua, the transfer from Cisco Junior College, started his career at the University of Houston. 3 wide receivers the far side. Jaron Hendricks, the wing back, behind Brock Johnson on the far side at tight end. There's a snap. Kapua's going to keep the ball. He's going to get across. That's going to be a first down.
First down, an all-out blitz that time right then by the Rams. But Kapua doing a good job taking the blow, leaning forward, getting the first down.
Christian, a big young man, and just very successful running the ball.
That was a big call right there, Monty. Early in the game, that 4th down right there, that could have swung things in a different direction.
Well, Coach McCullough not shy about making those kind of calls. 1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own 46. There's going to be a handoff to Corey Harris. He's going to work his way upfield up the far side. He's going to pick up about 4 yards.
Good blocking up front by this Falcons offensive line. And Corey Harris doesn't need much. He just needs a little seam. And there we go. Another good block right there. Max Johnson taking someone out on the 1st level, jumping up to the 2nd level, and another good gain on the ground.
Max, this longtime starting center out of Jinx, Oklahoma. For those in the Permian Basin not familiar with that program, Midland Legacy, Odessa Permian-esque in the state of Oklahoma. There's a handoff to Corey. He's going to get hit behind the line, and he's going to get pounded at the line of scrimmage. I don't think he got much, Ben.
He didn't, and really he was stopped in the backfield, but he was able to shake off that first tackle and get forward, and I think he did end up picking up about 1 on the play. So another big 3rd down upcoming.
Cam Tyler now the running back. 3 wide receivers near side, 1 on the far side. That's Laquan Wells. Now we got to check with me. Cam Tyler, the running back, he is the shifty one, faster than you can imagine. Now moves to the right of Dylan Graham. There's a snap, going to hand off to Cam, and he's going to try to get his way up. He's back to the line of scrimmage. Angelo State's figured out something on the defensive line.
Well defended that time by Angelo State. I didn't catch the number, but they were able to set that edge and just not allow Cam Tyler to get anything outside. And there's no doubt this time Falcons are going to punt on 4th.
So Rafael Vargas coming in to punt again. He is the current Lone Star Conference Special Teams Player of the Week by virtue of his great performance last week at Midwestern. I think he averaged 44 yards a punt.
Right, and one of those punts I think was 78 yards or something like that.
Yeah, it was. It was a boomer. Let's see who's back deep. Number 1.
Number 1 is Wilcox.
There's a booming punt, and he's going to call for a fair catch at about the 21. And just to kind of get back to what the uniforms are today, the visiting Rams have their blue helmets with that beautiful gold or yellow Rams horn on it, white jerseys with blue numbers trimmed in gold, and white pants with a blue stripe. Falcons are wearing all black. They've got their black helmet with Freddie the Falcon on the left side, and the numbers on the jersey number on the right. And black jerseys with white numerals with orange trim, black pants that say the Basin down where the stripe would be, Ben.
Tough hot day to be wearing an all black uniform.
Well, it is.
But let's put them to work now, coming out with a 3-man front.
So 4 wide receivers the far side. Now 1 moves to the running back position. He's going to take a handoff. He's trying to bring it here to the near side. He's jitterbugging around, and he's going to get up and pick up about 5 yards all on his own. That was number 8, Ben.
Number 8 for them is Rideau, and we're gonna hear his name quite often today. Trying to find a moment to put the Falcons defense up. We've got the Williamses, Frank, Darius Keck, Jalen Rockamore, Tristan Exline, and the back end is Hamby, Coney, Jefferson, Ravenel, and Lee.
There is a pass out to the far flat for a wide receiver. That's, I believe, 83, Ben.
83 is Zeke Freeman.
And that's going to be a pickup of about 2, so it's going to be 3rd and 4. They're giving him a yard. 3rd and 4 for the Rams from their own 30-yard line.
It's a good job by that Falcons defense to turn things back inside. You don't want anything getting outside along the sideline today.
4 wide receivers, the near side for Angelo, 1 to the far side. They're going right to left on your radio dial, south to north. Now man in motion to the far side. Empty backfield. There's going to be a snap. There's going to be the throw to Fuller, and it goes through the hands of number 6, I believe.
Number 6 is Kel Williams. He's wide receiver, and I think the ball was thrown a little bit behind him.
A little hot, too.
And the reason he had to do that is because there was a Falcon in that passing lane, so he had to try to throw around him. And a quick 3 and out for the Rams. This Falcons defense bowed up.
So Gunnar Absek back deep to receive this punt. He's at the 20-yard line of the Falcons. The punter is standing on his own 15-yard line, so they're expecting a big leg from this punter. Score 0-0 so far. There's a snap. There's the kick.
Wow.
And that is
wow.
Gunnar is moving back, and that ball hit at the 2 and bounced into the end zone, thank goodness. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own 20-yard line. Ben?
That was an incredible punt right there, and I think I see the red hat walking out onto the field for our first media timeout.
Yep. All right, so we're going to send it back to the studio for our first media timeout. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X.
Welcome to Rose's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration meant to be shared. Go ahead, pull together tables for any size group. Because at Rose's, we believe that everyone deserves a seat at our table. So come together, share the joy, and experience authentic Mexican food at its finest as you create memorable moments in our comfortable, colorful dining room. After all, life is better with Rose's Cafe.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Astound Broadband Stadium. Monty Montgomery, Ben Farmer, and with 7:42 to go in the first period, we have had exactly, Ben, what we thought, a defensive struggle.
A defensive struggle, but the Falcons were able to pull off 3 first downs on their drive and take some time off the clock. The Rams coming back with a quick 3 and out right there. So good to see the Falcons defense blowing up. Good to see the Falcons offense actually able to move the ball a little bit here early in the game. You know, we've kind of been one of two things on offense. We either start very, very quickly or we kind of wait until halftime to start playing offense.
Yeah.
So today it's, I don't know, let's call it a mixture of both, as we were able to do it basically with all runs. We had one bubble screen, and I think everything else was a run play.
Right, and that's what Coach McCullough told me after the coaches' show, was that they were going to run heavy, try to establish that, and kind of unique situation in football today where we're seeing more trending back to a run game or more balanced offense than totally dependent on the pass.
Well, and they're doing it out of a spread formation. And when I say they, I just mean football offenses in general. Yes, it's a spread offense, but it's a spread to run concept that you really saw. I'm going to say you really saw Oklahoma come up with that offense about 15 years ago.
Why didn't I know Oklahoma was going to be mentioned? Oh, my gosh, really? All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own 20-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. Man in motion to the near side. Wing back to the near side. There's going to be the snap. It's going to go to Dylan Graham, and he's going to run off right tackle, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard or two. They stripped the ball, but he was down.
Yeah, that should be down by contact, and a decent pickup right there. Oh. We've seen that play for the last 2 years as the quarterback takes the snap and then just goes off right tackle. And we look like we have an injured Falcon, and that is Dylan Graham on the ground. Well, we knew we were going to see Kapua a little bit more in this game. This was not the circumstances we were hoping to see him.
And I don't know what happened, but right now Dylan laying on the ground, and his folks are here, fortunately. But we're going to just keep it here for a minute. Want to say hello to Joni and Ann, who are listening here in Midland. And we just
he took a big hit going off the right side. And I mean, I think 3 or 4 different Rams players converged on him right there. And you just hope that young man is okay.
Well, last year, Kenny Hernzer had good luck running against this defense. And you had to think that the Rams knew that might be part of the game plan because of the success the Falcons had last year. And you sit there, and this is, in the words of Coach McCullough, an elite defense. This is one of the best defenses in the league in D2. Jeff Gerster, head coach, came to Angelo initially as a defensive coordinator. So this is a point of personal pride for them, is the Ram defense. And so they are outstanding, and they're helping Dylan Graham up off the field now.
And as you mentioned, that specific play, I think the Rams have been preparing for that specific play, because you're right, Kenny Hernzer, exact same play last year, was able to have was able to be very effective on that play last year. So a point of pride on this Rams team to shut down that play.
So up next will be Christian Kapua, and Christian is a young man who transferred from Cisco Junior College, started his career at University of Houston. He is a Houston native. He is 6'2", 205-pound redshirt junior, and he's fixing to get his time to shine.
And he looks like a quarterback, too. When we saw him in person, he looks like a big-time college football quarterback.
So Dylan Graham getting assistance off the field, a lower body injury. Don't want to speculate on what it is. Hopefully they'll get him in the tent, and they'll get him repaired and get him back. So Kapua now, the signal caller for the Falcons. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the 24-yard line of the Falcons. Ball on the far hash mark. We had movement on the defensive line, but we got to check with me on the offense as Kenny Hearns are calling the plays. Great article on Kenny this week by Corey Hogue in Texas Football Magazine, by the way. There's a snap. He's going to give the ball off to Corey Harris, and Corey is not going to get much as this defensive line and the linebackers for the Rams have been outstanding so far.
And they're fired up right now, too. You can tell just from the body language. They are, filling the hole perfectly right there is number 9, Kenton Allen. Just knew exactly where that play was going and parked himself right in the middle of that hole. So a big third down already.
3rd and 4 for the Falcons from their own 26. 2 men on the near side, 2 on the far side. Corey Harris, the running back, back behind Christian Kapua. There's a snap. Kapua's going to keep the ball, turn it upfield, and he's going to be tackled 2 yards short, and it's going to be punting time for the Falcons. Ben.
Yeah, it was an option play over on the right side. Kapua called his own number, stuck his foot in the ground, but not much else there. And this Rams defense now holding strong.
So with 6:06 left to go in the first period, the clock running, our score is 0-0. The Falcons get nowhere in their second possession. So now they're going to punt. Rafael Vargas standing on his own 18-yard line. Their punt returner, for Angelo, is on his own 32. There's a end-over-end punt. Going to be fielded, and he drops it, and it's going to be recovered. It's going to be recovered by the Falcons, and that is going to be Jawan Mason.
Jawan Mason once again coming up big for the Falcons here for the second week in a row. As the muffed punt just hits the ground, Mason right there to jump all over it.
So Jawan, the transfer from Midwestern, an outstanding job on coverage, and he can FLY fly, and he did. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Falcons from the 28-yard line of Angelo State, their best field position so far.
That's one way to flip the field right there, Monty.
It is. So there's the turnover battle we've been talking about.
That's
so it's
right.
+1 Falcons right now. 2 wide receivers either side of the ball, running back to the left of Kapua, the quarterback. He takes a snap. He's dropping back. He's looking downfield. He's going to tuck the ball and run. And he is a runner, ladies and gentlemen, and he's going to pick up maybe 9, maybe a first down. I think they're going to mark him just a few inches short, Ben.
Just shy, and I like the call right there. They were running they were running routes into the end zone. I like taking a shot after a turnover like that. But Kapua is showing what he can do with his wheels. Makes a cut there to the left, and then finishes off the run strong, running over people at the end.
Brock Johnson back end at wing back on the far side. Brock likes to earhole linebackers and defensive linemen, and he can do it. There's a snap, going to hand off to Corey Harris. He's going to go right up the middle, and he's going to pick up the first down and a couple. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Falcons from the, I'm guessing, the 16-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like the 16. So inside the red zone now for the Falcons. Great opportunity right here. And Kapua looks very comfortable back behind center.
We have to take advantage of this, Ben. We have to score. So 4:26 left to go, 0-0 our score. Falcons threatening as they're in the red zone. Ball on the far hash mark. Wing back to the far side. There's a snap. Going to give the ball to Harris. Harris is going to try to go off left tackle, and he's tackled immediately, and that's by number 34.
That's Dylan Neely, who knew where he just read that play perfectly and came in from the defensive line position, threw a shed a blocker, and grabbed Corey Harris up for just a short gain of about 6 inches.
So 2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line of the Rams. Ball on the far hash mark. 3 wide receivers the near side, 2 to the far side. Empty backfield. I'm looking for Cooley.
So is everyone in the stadium.
Yep, so they'll throw it to somebody else maybe. There's Kapua. He's getting a little happy feet there. That gummit. There's a flag. Kapua's going to tuck the ball down and run, and he's just not going to go out of bounds. He's running over defensive backs, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 3, but this is coming back.
Yeah, it was a great run by Kapua, but you're right. We're going to get 2 different holding calls, I believe. As Kapua broke containment there, and there it is.
Yeah. We're overachievers on that play.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can't overcome anything if you don't have challenges, right?
Well, that's right. And so it's going to mark the ball back to the 25. And Holly Hemmeline is watching, former Falcon women's basketball great.
The 3-point queen of UTPB Falcons.
Good golly, Miss Holly Hemmeline from Denver City, Texas. Living in College Station, I believe. There's a snap. Christian Kapua is going to drop back. He's going to throw the ball, and it's a little high, and the wide receiver is knocked out of bounds before he could get his foot down, and I'm trying to see who that is.
I think it was Deion Cook.
It is
14.
Deion Cook.
Had to go up the ladder to grab that, and as a result was easily pushed out of bounds. And so that will count as an incompletion.
So it's going to be 3rd and 21 from the Falcons from the 25-yard line of the Rams. So 3 wide receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Corey Harris to the right of Kapua. There's a snap. Kapua rolling here to the near side. He's going to throw the ball underneath there. It's going to be Laquan Wells. Laquan spins, and he's trying to get downfield. He's going to pick up about 8, I think, Ben, maybe 7. It's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, it'll be 4th down, and out will come Rafael Vargas to attempt the 3-point play here for the Falcons. It was a flood concept. We've seen this many times. I've called that play many times over the last month and a half or so. The flood concept and just not able to get it down deep to the wide receivers in the end zone.
So the ball's on the 12, Ben. How far is this one?
Well, this will be a 35-yard field goal.
So Rafael Vargas, balls on the near hash mark. Grant Gensimer to snap. Gunnar Absek to hold. And
block.
the punt block. The kick is blocked, and it's fielded by one of the defensive backs, and he's running down the right sideline, and going over there is Grant Gensimer to get the tackle, and they're going to run this all the way back.
That's 2 years in a row now, Monty.
2 years in a row, and that's unfortunate. That's an 88-yard, but there's flags down, 2 flags at the 45-yard line of the Rams, and I think this is going to be negated if we're fortunate.
And on that run back was Rasco.
Return team, number 97. The 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Angelo State.
So Angelo State that negates the the run back on the touchdown, but it'll be 1st and 10. Did they say where?
It'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. The spot of the foul is about the 45-yard line, so I bet this one's going to get marked off to about the minus 35 for the Rams. So Falcons dodging a bullet there, but that's the 2nd year in a row we've had a blocked field goal returned. The one last year stood. This one gets called back because of the block in the back penalty.
So with 2:32 to go in the first period, our score is 0-0. Falcons just had their best chance to score, couldn't convert, and now it's the Rams with the ball, and they're going to drop back. Quarterback, he's going to do a design run to the far side. He's going to turn the right corner. He's going to get the first down. He's at the 45, and he's run out of bounds at the 44-yard line of the Falcons. 1st and 10, Angelo State.
Big yardage on the right sideline. You got to protect those sidelines today if you're the Falcons. And a huge block coming from the running back. I believe that was Wilcox out there that just threw a huge block in the secondary to spring the quarterback free. Quarterback is Fuller.
1st and 10 for the Falcons for the Rams, from the 44-yard line of the Falcons. There's going to be a handoff, running back coming here to the near side, trying to turn the corner, and he's not going anywhere. And Jalen Rockmore gets a hold of him, and actually, I think, did he pick up? Forward progress is going to give him about a yard.
Yeah, but who made that play right there was Tristan Exline, turning the play back towards the middle of the field to let the rest of the Cauldron catch up to him. And they're going to give him about a half yard there.
Tristan has a tendency to do that, doesn't he?
He does indeed. And that's, you set the edge like that, throw a blocker back into the running back. Things get tough going at that point.
Ball on the near hash mark, man in motion on the far side, 2 wide receivers the far side, tight end to the near side. There's going to be the quarterback dropping back. He's rolling to the far side. He's looking for somebody to be open, and he's going to throw the ball out of bounds as he had nowhere to go.
But they're going to call pass interference on the Falcons down the field there at about the 12-yard line. I believe that was Ravenel on the defense. Pass interference. Yep.
Jamarian.
So that's a 15 yards and an auto first down. Fuller had all day to throw that ball, too, and just good job by the secondary for covering people up, but couldn't finish the play off and got a little bit too much of the wide receiver there.
So we've got 1:11 left in the first period. Our score is 0-0. Angelo State with their best drive so far of the game, as they now have the ball 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line of the Falcons. Whew. Yep. I know. 2 wide receivers the far side, man in motion to the far side. Now wing back behind the far tackle. There's going to be the handoff to the running back. He's going to turn upfield. There goes somebody's lid, and that's a line. That's the tight end's 45 for Angelo.
Number 45 for Angelo is Andres Sanchez, the tight end.
He is a large young man. Didn't look like not having a helmet bothered him much. Scared the dickens out of me.
Wilcox with another good run there, just dragging defenders along with him.
So it's going to be 2nd and about 7 on the ball on the 26-yard line of the Falcons. Now in the middle of the field, 2 wide receivers either side of the ball, running back to the right of the quarterback. Man in motion here to the near side. There's going to be quickly a pass. Whoops, he's going to have to pull the ball down. Fuller is, and he's going to get tackled as he had heavy traffic on a blitz there, Ben. And that's Frank Malapula that got that, and Darius Keck, I think, and Yemi was in there too.
And X-Line is the one who broke through up the middle there to make Fuller have to step up into the pocket right there. So now a big 3rd down upcoming. Rams are in field goal range at this point.
So 3rd and 9 from the 27-yard line of the Falcons. 15 seconds left to go in the first period. 2 wide receivers either side. Got to check with me as the running back is to the right of Fuller, the quarterback. That's Wilcox.
They're going to let this clock run out. They're going to let the clock
run out.
No?
And Frank jumps off sides. They had motion on the line, Frank says, Frank Mulapula, whose family's listening in American Samoa. We want to say hello to them, too.
They blew it dead, so that tells me it's against the offense, unless he was unabated to the quarterback, and I don't believe he was. No, they are giving it to the defense.
Number 5, causing the offense to react.
Well, that's okay. Fuller better be very thankful that Frank didn't get a hold of him. He's broken 2 players already this year.
Yes, he has. So that's the end of the first quarter there. No score on the board, and man, Monty, we're getting everything we were thinking about today.
This is a dogfight. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. Be back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X.
Dear Texas, we know how much you love brisket. We got you. We took mouth-watering brisket, slowly pit-smoked for 12 hours, and combined it with your favorites, queso and pico. And so, HEB Brisket Queso was born. Because that's how we express our love. Looks like you got the message. Brisket Queso. To Texas with love from HEB.
It's championship football from UT Permian Basin.
Sitting next to me after 1 quarter of play here, no score still on the board as the Falcons and the Rams are just kind of hitting each other in the mouth one after the other. But Rams driving right now, have the ball at about the plus 22-yard line. It is a 3rd down upcoming. It's going to be 3rd and 4 upcoming for the Rams. They are obviously in field goal position right here. Falcons able to drive down and get into field goal position themselves on their previous drive. However, the field goal attempt was blocked and returned all the way back for a touchdown that was negated by a block in the back penalty. Rams able to take the ball, and this is the drive that came from that. So here we go. Rams back up to the line, shotgun formation, twins to the left, 1 wide receiver out here to the right. Looks like Rams are about ready to get started here.
What are we waiting on? A referee hadn't called the ball live?
Yep, exactly.
All right. Start of the second period here. Rams threatening. Man in motion to the far side. Quarterback's going to take the ball. That's not the normal quarterback. That's number 18, Ben. He's going to come to the right now. He's going to kick it back left, and he's in pursuit. There's going to be Kendrick Jones, who blew that play up, thank goodness. The Lancaster Tiger.
Caden Smith was the ball carrier that time, a Wildcat formation, and that play was, the edge was set by Darius Keck out here on the left side of the defense, turned things around, and Caden Smith tried to do his best Marcus Allen impression. And go the other direction, but they're going to try for a field goal here, and this will be a 45-yard field goal attempt.
This is Larson out of the hold of the punter, Cade Fuller. There's a snap, and the kick is down, and it is up, and it is wide to the left. So our score remains 0 here in this contest with 14-14 left to go in the second period, as neither offense has been able to gain much traction, Ben.
Well, we've seen a couple of good drives by both offenses, but, yeah, no points on the board so far, as this is a pushing and shoving match. And both teams, good body language. Everyone's still fired up out there. So I expect more of the same here. No, I don't. I expect the Falcons to start opening things up here. They have not thrown the ball all that much, and I know we have our second-team quarterback out there, but he's got an arm. And we've got these wide receivers that are 6'4", 6'5". So,
well, Christian had a very successful year at Cisco last year. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own 28-yard line. Going to hand off to Corey Harris, and Corey that defensive line is stringing everything out, and he has no success there. Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah, they swarmed. So you're going to have a lot of success on defense by stringing things out like that. And that's exactly what we've seen, a loss of 1 on the play. And Corey Harris had to fight hard to just lose 1.
2nd 11 for the Falcons from their own 27-yard line. Ball on the near hash mark. Wing back to the far side. Cooley on the far side. 2 wide receivers on the near side. That's Laquan and Ben. Ben 10, as he likes to be called. Corey Harris to the right of Kapua. Now Laquan in motion. Laquan takes a fly sweep, and he's going to turn it upfield, and he gets almost a yard.
He almost broke that, but tremendous hand strength by the defender to reach up. He's on the ground, reaches up and grabs Laquan.
That's hard to do.
It sure is.
And they're actually going to give Laquan about 3 yards. So 3rd and 7 for the Falcons. The ball's on the 31-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark of the Falcons. 3 wide receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Running back to the right of Kapua, the quarterback. Kapua's going to throw. He's going to look over the middle and is too tall for Jeremiah Cooley, and that says something because he's 6'3".
Yeah, he's a big receiver out there. Just a dig route over the middle, a little bit tall for him. Got a paw on it, though. And, boy, when you tip a ball up like that, it just scares everybody in the whole stadium. Like, oh, no, please hit the ground, please hit the ground. And an unsuccessful 3rd down attempt right there for the Falcons. So here comes the punt unit.
Well, Rafael Vargas has been involved in every offensive possession so far. Had a blocked field goal and has punted twice before. This is his 3rd punt. He's standing on his own 11-yard line. Punt returner for the Rams is going to wave for a fair catch and is going to be at about the 30, I believe.
Yep.
And that's going to be Andrew Pitts, who you do not want running amok with the ball.
Speaking of running amok, he was the one who returned the blocked field goal last year when we played there in San Angelo. So
go over some of these incredible offensive statistics, Ben.
Well, we're looking at, let's see, 41 yards rushing for the Falcons, 21 yards for the Rams, 54 total yards for the Falcons, 22 total yards for the Rams. Boy, the punt yardage looks pretty good, though.
Yeah.
70 yards of punt, and, yeah, let's go ahead. There's the red hat.
So we got a media timeout. We're going to take a break. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X.
Rosa's Cafe's breakfast takes me back to those early mornings. The smell of fresh homemade tortillas filling the air. The warmth of my mother's kitchen wrapped around me like a hug. Rosa's is a taste of home, a reminder of the love and tradition that went into every dish. Taste the authentic flavors of a Rosa's Cafe breakfast. After all, life is better with Rosa's Cafe.
It's championship football from UT Permian Basin.
And she's got second day of workouts, and they're getting ready. You've got a scrimmage against South Plains when? No one knows, so we don't have that. I didn't say that on the air live, Coach. So there's no scrimmage. That was me starting a nasty rumor. So that will not happen. That is negated. That is a no play. Sorry about that, Coach. Yeah. So anyway, going back, we're at a football game. It's Monty Montgomery, Ben Farmer here to Stown Broadband Stadium. Our score is 0-0. 12:59 to go in the second period. And the Rams have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line by virtue of Rafael Vargas' punt.
1st and 10 ball at the 30-yard line.
2 wide receivers the far side. There's going to be a snap, and it's going to get off to the running back. That's a different running back, and goodness gracious, he got popped something fierce, and we've lost the lid. And that's going to be Cam Lee.
Yeah, and Kendrick Jones.
No, I'm sorry. That's 0. That's going to be.
I think it's number 8. I think it's Cam Lee. I think it is Cam Lee. Yeah, Cam Lee getting in that
8,
hole.
Because Malik's not here.
And just driving that running back. back a few yards, but the forward progress gives him a gain of 3 on that play.
So 2nd and 7 from the 33-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. Man in the motion here to the near side. There's a snap. Quarterback looking to throw a screen pass over here to the near side, and it's going to be completed, and that's going to be to number 18, and he's tackled by Tristan Exline.
I think there was 19. Dorian Morris is who that was out there, and he does a good job of making the first tackler miss there and picking up another 6 yards on the play.
So 12-12 left to go in the second period. Our score is 0-0 if you're just joining us. Beginning of the second quarter, essentially the Rams going left to right on the radio dial, left to right, north to south. 3rd and 2 from the Falcon 38-yard line. Ball on the near hash mark. 4 wide receivers the far side, 1 on the near side, empty backfield. Fuller the quarterback. Now man in motion to the far side. All wide receivers the far side. There's going to be a pull down from the snap, and he's going to come here to the short side of the field, the near side. Did he get it, Ben?
I should be enough for the first down. He went out of bounds right at the stick. And let's see. No, they're saying 4th down.
So he ran out just about a step before the first down marker. Ball's on the 39-yard line, so they're missing a yard.
Gain of 2 on the play.
So they're going to punt.
It's 4th down and less than a yard.
That's going to bring out the punt unit. They don't want to go for it here.
Cade Fuller to punt. Gunnar Absek to return. Gunnar on his own 10-yard line.
Be a good time for a fake, wouldn't it?
It really would. On those big upbacks. And we've got a whistle.
And a timeout called by the Rams before the snap, trying to ice their own punter.
Maybe they heard you say they needed to do a fake.
Yeah, they're going to think about it. I guarantee you that's exactly what they're going to go talk about.
Well, so far, the biggest news of this game, other than the fact that neither offense has been able to generate much production, is Dylan Graham, the starter for the Falcons, went out with an injury in the first period, and we do not know his status, but he had a lower body injury, and he's being tended to somewhere.
Wow, I'm looking at scores right now. Vanderbilt is real close to beating Alabama right now.
Boy, that is not going to go well in the state of Alabama.
2.5 minutes left in the 4th in that game, and Vandy is leading with the ball 40-35. How about that?
Boy, I mean, I may need to go buy a lottery ticket if Vanderbilt beats Alabama. I don't think they've done that since ever.
Ever, yeah.
I can't, I don't know. When did Vanderbilt ever beat? Bill? When did Vanderbilt ever beat?
Sometime in the 80s, okay. Wow.
Yeah, well, that's a little frightening.
We've got an all-defensive matchup over here in this game, 0-0 still here at the first part of the second quarter. But, Monty, it's been pretty much what we thought it was going to be.
We knew it was either going to be a defensive battle or a score fest, and
right.
So far it's been a slugfest on defense.
And that tells me I just have an idea that the second half's going to end up being a track meet. First half's going to be defense, defense, defense. Second half might just come out here and be a track meet.
Well, we've got the special teams coach looks a little bit like a windmill over there at the Rams sideline as he's talking and gestating, and the punter's off holding the ball. And here on our side,
feels like it's been a long time out, doesn't it?
It does.
So I don't know. There doesn't appear to be any confusion going on the field, but just not a lot of movement either. And I don't see the red hat out there or anything.
No, two referees are talking to Coach Gersh and Coach McCullough.
Sure glad to be back at home this week. If you remember last week, the flow of the game was just really
erratic,
bizarre.
Yeah, it was erratic. And it happens every time we go to Wichita.
Oh, they're looking
Falls.
at a replay is what they're looking at.
Oh, well, nice that they shared that with us.
Okay, so
they're looking to see if he got the first down.
Right, and initially I thought he did get the first down, but when they called him short out there.
Well, I didn't see the red flag.
I didn't either.
Let's take well, here they come. Yeah. We'll keep it here as they come out of the tent. Here we go.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The Angelo State player was short.
So 4th down. So Angelo's going to lose a timeout. So they now have 2 timeouts. Falcons have 3. So they will punt.
And this punter has a boom.
Oh, he can boom that ball. So 11:06 left to go in the second period. Rams going left to right on your radio dial, north to south. Now pretty much the middle part of the field, everything in the middle from the 20 to the 20 is in the shade. So we should have the ability to not have the sun in our eyes on the field, and that's going to be Gunnar Absek. He's going to take that punt, and he's going to call for a fair catch, and I think they're going to mark it at the 18.
That looks to be about right. Well, I think they're giving him the 20. Yeah, they're giving him the 20.
We'll take it.
Absolutely. So now Falcons going the other direction. Again, they have had some good drives, but no points so far. Starting to look at where, it'd be nice to get some points. I don't care if there's 7 points, but we got to get some points.
Some points. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Falcons from their own 20-yard line. Ball's on the near hash mark. We've got 3 wide receivers the far side. That's Cooley, Ben Patterson, and Laquan. Empty on the near side. Brock Johnson, the wingback on the far side behind the far tackle. Now Corey Harris in motion to the far side. And there's going to be Kapua. He's going to take the snap, and he's going to design run for the quarterback. As I stumble over designed.
Kapua looking very comfortable out there. That's that designed run play that we said the Rams were going to take personally in this game because we had so much success with it last year. But Kapua just going off right tackle, looking comfortable. Good pickup of about 4 on the play.
So 2nd and 6 for the Falcons from their own 24-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field. Max Johnson, the center. Now we're going to have a check with me. We've got 2 wide receivers the far side, 1 on the near side. That's Laquan over here. That's Ben and Jeremiah on the far side, 2 very tall wide receivers. Brock Johnson in the wingback position behind the far tackle. And now Kapua's going to drop back. He's showing pass. He's under pressure. He's going to have to tuck and run as it just took too long for the play to develop. Brock Johnson was open in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he was. I just don't think Kapua saw him, and he just held on the ball for just a half second too long. And that's going to be the I bet he doesn't do that a whole lot many more times.
I think that's from lack of getting to game reps, and he's going through his progressions. He's going to have to speed those up. 3rd and 6 for the Falcons from their own 24. Ball still in the middle of the field. We've got 1 wide receiver to the near side. That's Deion Cook. 3 wide receivers to the far side. That's Cooley, Patterson, and Laquan. Corey Harris, a running back. There's going to be the snap. It's going to pass. Oops, he got pressure in the middle. He's going to have to pull the ball down. He's got that ball like a loaf of bread. Yeah. Oh, my gosh, my heart. And he gets tackled, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that just didn't play out very well right there. He had to break containment, but he wasn't able to keep his eyes upfield while he's scrambling around, and the defense just closing. It's just a 4-man rush. Nothing fancy, but one of those defensive linemen just beat the
94.
94 is Owen Seaver, just beat his blocker over there on the far side. So another punting situation for the Falcons.
Raphael standing at his own 5-yard line. Punt returner is at the 40. And there's the kick, and it's a nice, high, booming kick, and going to be a fair catch called for. And that's going to be Andrew Pitts, thank goodness.
Yeah, you do not want him running around out there.
No. So Juan Mason down there on coverage along with Traylon Sewell.
And good field position for the Rams here. So far, these punters are going to have to ice their legs down after the game. All right.
So 8:51 to go in the second period. Our score 0-0. It's 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 43-yard line. Ball's in the middle of the field. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. 2 running backs bracketing the quarterback, Fuller. There's a snap. Fuller's going to give it to the back going on the left far side, and he's going to be met and tackled, and that's going to be Tristan Exline trying to rip the ball. Let's see who else was in there. Jalen Williams, Darius Keck, and Darius has done an outstanding job of filling in for Malik Allen. We hated Malik got hurt, but Darius has done a great job, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. And the whole defense right there doing a good job just putting an end to that power run game right there. Only a gain of 2 on the play.
So 2nd and 8 from their own 45-yard line. They got to check with me. 1 wide receiver to the far side, 2 to the near side, and 2 running backs on either side of the quarterback Fuller for protection. Man in motion here to the near side. He's going to take the snap. He's looking to the near side. Now he's looking to the far side. He's going to go deep, and the wide receiver's got the man beat, and oh, my gosh, thank you. Oh, no. The ball hit the defensive back in the head, and that was Dante Higgins, I believe, number 20.
I think it was 28 Westmoreland. I don't know.
No, the defensive back.
Yeah, it was it was Higgins. Higgins just never gets his head around. The ball actually bounces off of his own helmet. And Oh, no, that was a pretty weak call right there.
That was uncatchable. That was uncatchable.
Well, it bounced off of Higgins' helmet. And I think what they're calling is, I think he got his hand into the face mask of the wide receiver.
But you can face guard.
That's right.
NCAA football.
You can. So I don't know.
I'd be very curious to see what the thinking was. 1st and 10 from the Rams from the 40-yard line of the Falcons. Ball in the middle of the field. 2 wide receivers far side, 1 near side. Wing back on the far side. There's going to be a handoff to the running back. He's going to come to the near side. Goodness gracious. And he just got popped. And we got to do something about Cam Lee's helmet. It keeps coming off.
Well, now you see the violence inherent in the system right there. The run off the right side as the counter tray gets well defended by the Falcons right there.
Beautiful tackle.
And Jalen Rockamore setting the edge right there, and Cam Lee just coming in and cleaning things up.
7:47 to go in the second period. Our score is 0-0. 2nd and 10 for the Rams from the 40-yard line of the Falcons. Ball on the near hash mark. There's going to be the handoff. It's going to be a double reverse, and now they're going to throw the ball downfield to Fuller, and the ball is underthrown, thank goodness, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, and Fuller was wide open over here on the right side. Had he been able to catch that in stride, he might have been bumping his head on the goalpost. But as it stands, incomplete pass and a 3rd and 10 upcoming.
3rd and 10 from the Rams from the 40-yard line of the Falcons. Ball on the near hash mark. 4-man front for the Falcons. 5 defensive backs, 2 linebackers, 3 wide receivers the far side. Press coverage being shown by Kendrick Jones, the nickel. Running back now to the right of Fuller, the quarterback. There's a snap. He's going to drop back. He's looking to throw. He's going to come here to the near side. And there's a push-off by the wide receiver, and there's no flag. That was rather blatant by number 6.
Yeah, it sure was. Kel Williams, but it matters not because the ball was...
I'll take it.
Yeah, a face mask call on the offense. Coach is going to decline that penalty and make this a 4th down. I don't know what kind of range their kicker has here, but they're looking, upwards of a 50-yard field goal. They're bringing out the punt unit. They're bringing out the punt unit.
I was going to take Kel Williams is from Carthage, Texas, and today Carthage is playing San Benito, 461 miles apart in Bay City, because they got some of those odd-numbered districts, and they're looking for a district game. 4A against a 6A. That's just amazing. There's a snap back to the punter. He's going to do a little pooch kick, and Gunnar Absek's going to field it at the 5-yard line, I believe.
It was a good punt. Yeah, he pulled out the lob wedge on that one, had a good backspin on it. So he was looking to pin the Falcons deep, and that's exactly, boy, they're putting it at the 4-yard line, aren't they?
That's great.
So Falcons got a lot of green grass in front of them on this drive with just about 7.5 left in this half. Got to go 96.
Also, I was going to tell you, Ramon Diaz, who's playing right guard today, his 41st start.
41st
consecutive start.
How about that?
Yeah, for the Falcons. So 1st and 10 for the Falcons from the 4-yard line, their own 4-yard line. 7:24 to go in the second period. Falcons going right to left on your radio dial. 2 wide receivers the far side. That's Cooley and Laquan. Empty on the near side. Brock, the wing back on the far side. And there's going to be a handoff to Corey, and he's going to get his way upfield about 4 yards, Ben.
It was a good run off the right side, just a little delayed handoff there. Corey Harris waiting for his block to develop, and a good pickup.
Well, Vandy has beat Alabama.
How about that?
You beat Georgia, then you lose to Vanderbilt. Holy smokes. All right, 2nd and 6 from the 8-yard line of the Falcons. 4-yard pickup for Corey. Got a tight end on the near side and a wing back behind him. It'll be Jaron Hendricks behind Brock Johnson. Running back to the left of Kapua, and it's going to be a run right up the middle. And apparently, Coach McCullough's seeing something he thinks up the middle that they can exploit.
Yeah, he's still poking at the fence right there, just going up the middle, trying to get that. And these offensive linemen are doing a good job of getting some movement up front. But you're going to live up the middle, you're going to die up the middle as well. It's only a pickup of about 1 on that one.
3rd and 5 from the 9-yard line. Ball in the near hash mark. Heavy package in. 1 wide receiver either side of the ball. Corey Harris the near side. Now we got to check with me. Changing the play. Kapua changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He's in the shotgun again. He's going to take the snap, and it's going to be a quarterback run. He's going to get around the right end, and he's trying to turn it upfield, and he's going to do a valiant job, but the ball's loose on the field, and it's going to be picked up by Angelo, and they're going to score. And that's number 9.
Well, that's Kenton Allen one more time, and, yeah, just coughed it up over there in the worst possible place to cough it up. And Allen able to scoop and score it there. Oh, yeah, it just came right out as we're watching the replay.
24 got his helmet on the ball.
And Allen doing a good job putting his hand down to keep his balance. And how about that, Monty? Neither of the offenses have scored, but now the defense has scored one.
Yeah, and that was number 24 that got his helmet on the ball, and that's Xavier Walton from Harlan High School in San Antonio. So now it's going to be a point after attempt for Angelo. And the way this has been going, Ben, that's a very dangerous 7 points. There's a kick, and it's up and good. We got a flag.
It's going to be a false start on the kicker. The kicker actually took a step forward. Yeah, and that's the false start on Larson, the kicker. He just got a little too antsy.
So that's 2 turnovers on the Falcons with a block kick that was called back because of a penalty in the first period. And an opportune fumble that was in the shadow of our defending goalpost and scored by the Rams. So now we're going to have the point after again. It's going to be Brad Larson out of Fuller's hold. There's a snap. Kick is up. And it is good, and that's going to make our score 7-0, and we've got pushing and shoving going on. We got a flag, Ben.
It's going to be after the play as well, so it'll come back on the kickoff. And you're right, it's easy to get frustrated, but you got to just play between the whistles.
I want to say hello to Michaela, who's listening in San Diego, California, not Texas. Maybe listening in San Diego, Texas, down in South Texas.
So
here we go. So Jalen Williams called for leaping, which is a call that I haven't heard very often.
No, me neither.
8 Lords of Leaping, what is that?
I think,
yeah,
that's right.
Was that it? So it's going to be the score 7-0. We're going to take a break, be back on the other side as, let's keep it here as the kickoff teams are taking the field, Ben. Sorry, Matthew.
Yeah, I mean, you knew something was going to have to break through at a certain point, and that time the scoop and score by the defense in what has been really an all-defensive struggle so far today.
Yeah, it has. We got 6:04 left to go here in the second period. The Rams just take a 7-0 lead, if you're just joining us, by virtue of a fumble by Christian Kapua, the backup quarterback for the Falcons, because Dylan Graham went out in the first period. We have not seen him since. We don't know what his status is. So it's pretty much Christian's offense to see what he can do today. And 7-0 our score. And they're about to kick off from the 50-yard line by virtue of the leaping penalty called on Jalen Williams on the point after attempt by the Rams. Gunnar Apsack here on the near side. He's at the 10-yard line. Traylon Sewell on the far side outside the far hash mark. He's standing at the goal line. And here comes a kick, and that is a booming kick, and that's going to go almost to Greenwood. And here's south of Midland, and we've got more guys tangled up on the far side as this game's starting to get a little chippy.
A little chipperation.
A little chippy.
Yeah, you got to try to rein that in. These referees, these coaches. I mean, you want your players playing with emotion. And we said coming into this one, Monty, that it's going to be the team who wants it more that wins this one.
Yep.
Because the talent levels are pretty similar, and it's just going to come down to who wants it more. But you got to try to maintain your head after the whistle's been blown.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Falcons from their own 25-yard line. Max Johnson and the offensive line lining up at the near hash mark. Christian Kapua, the quarterback. We got 3 wide receivers the far side: Absek, Ben Patterson, and Cooley. Laquan Wells on the near side. And there's Corey Harris, the running back. And it's going to be a quick throw, and that's going to be to Gunner. And was that picked?
It was not, but it was close. That defensive back out there jumped that route. I think that was.
Hold on, that was 6. 5.
Number 5 is Stephen Woods out there, and he almost jumped that route.
He is a little fast, Ben.
Sure enough.
Pickup of 2 yards for Gunner, 2nd and 8 from the 27-yard line. Falcons going right to left on your radio dial. Cooley on the far side, 3 wide receivers here to the near side. Kapua in the shotgun. Corey Harris to the left of Kapua to the near side. There's the snap. Kapua's going to pitch it to Harris. Harris is going to come upfield, and he's going to pick up almost 2 yards. Maybe 3, Ben?
Maybe 3 on that play. He put his foot in the ground and tried to cut it up the field back against the flow of the defense.
Number 9 on the tackle.
And number 9 is Allen once again. Already getting tired of calling his name.
Yep, 3rd and 5 for the Falcons from their own 30-yard line. 3 wide receivers the far side, 1 on the near side. Cam Tyler, the running back, to the near side. Corey getting a breather. Now we got to check with me. Kenny Hearns are calling in the signals. Kapua going to the offensive line, changing the play. Now back in the shotgun. There's the snap, and he's going to pitch the ball out to Cam. Cam's going to try to turn upfield, and beautiful pursuit as that was your favorite friend again.
Yeah.
That's Andrew Pitts. Nope, number 9, sorry.
Yeah, Allen out there and just not able to get anything off the option play out there, and Falcons are going to have to punt one more again.
So, yep, good times. 4:22 left to go in the second period. Our score is 7-0 Angelo State, and they're about to get the ball back as the Falcons have just not had a lot of offensive production today. They've driven down deep into Ram territory, but haven't been able to convert. So the punt returner is standing. That'll be Pitts. Will be standing at his own 33. Rafael Vargas standing at the 16 of the Falcons. There's oh my goodness. That is a huge booming punt. And Pitts, the ball's loose. The ball's loose. And there it's picked up by a Ram. Oh, my goodness gracious. There's flags flying everywhere.
All over the place, too. And I wonder if that first one should not be for interference, but that's where the flag is thrown.
Well, Traylon Sewell, I believe it was, I don't know, came flying out of nowhere and whacked the guy that picked up the ball, number 4, after it was dropped by the Rams. That's a Rams number 4.
Jatavian Neal for the Rams.
He may be wishing he left that ball alone. Holy smokes, they were flying, Ben.
Well, I'm wishing he left the ball alone because we had 3 Falcons in pursuit at that moment, and we could have gotten a special teams touchdown. Maybe that's how all the points are going to come today. Special teams, defense.
A very rare bobble by Andrew Pitts, who is an outstanding punt returner.
Kick catch interference.
15-yard penalty. First down.
I don't know that I agree with that one, Monty.
I don't think I agree with that
I
one
think
either.
it was pretty clear that he bobbled it, and that's when the punt unit dove in there. But they're going to get another 15 yards and maintain possession. So let's take a look at the replay here.
Oh,
he had already bobbled it.
That's Juwan Mason. And
sorry for the radio listening audience, but we're watching a replay here. And
I don't think Juwan did anything there.
No.
Nope, that ball was already bobbled.
Yeah, he was 5 yards away from him when.
Well, it's all for naught. It's 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 35-yard line. 3:51 left to go in the second period. 3 wide receivers the near side, running back to the near side of the quarterback. There's a snap. He's going to fake coming this side, then he's going to go back to the far side, and that was a busted play, Ben.
Yeah, that didn't look like that was.
That looked like me.
Whoops. Yeah, and Austin Williams right there for the Falcons.
He was.
To just kind of lay on top of the quarterback for the loss.
I saw Austin Williams chasing me.
I'd lay down too.
I'd be saying some prayers, brother.
Loss of 1.
So 2nd 11 for the Rams. Ball on their 34-yard line. 3:22 left to go in the second period. 2 wide receivers near side to the far side. Now the quarterback takes the snap. He's going to bring it down to the near side. And, oh, my gosh, they're going to call Kendricks Jones with interference.
That should not be called.
Well, and number 18 wants to talk. That's so Bush League. I'm so sick and tired of seeing that.
Just pass interference on the defense. You know, the crowd is not happy with that call, and I understand the way they feel. You know, if I'm the Rams play caller at this point, why not just throw it deep every play because you're getting a pass interference every time you do.
Well, unfortunately, the wide receiver is talking to Christian Kapua because they were at Cisco together, and I'm not going to call his name. That's unnecessary. So it's 1st and 10 for the Rams from the own 49-yard line. 3:13 left to go in the second period, and there's going to be a handoff, and it's going to go nowhere. And Jalen was over there.
Wilcox, the ball carrier.
Darius Keck.
Brought down the play by number 22, Yemi Oisana.
Yemi out there as well. So good job by the Falcons to swarm right there and just put a shutdown to that play. But, you know, again, if I'm the play caller for the Rams, just throw it deep. What are you doing?
2:49 with the clock running to go in the first half. Rams have the score lead 7-0. 2nd and 9 for the Rams from their 50-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. 2 wide receivers near side, 1 on the far side. 2 running backs either side of the quarterback. He hands off to 40. He turns upfield. He is still running. And did he get the first down?
I believe he did. That's Cameron Dishler out there for the Rams. And I think they're calling him just shy.
Well, he's about 2 yards shy when he stepped out of bounds.
But a good run over the left side. Blocks develop. He tries to get the edge. He does get the edge. And then, boy, howdy, runs right over Higgins out there.
So clock running, 2:08. Rams in no hurry.
It's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout, I believe.
There you go. And there we are at the 2-minute timeout. We'll take a break and come back on the other side of this. This is Falcon football on Flow Sports and 95X. We'll be back after this break.
I'm not going to have a penny of debt in my name when I graduate from this university.
Everybody's in your corner. They want to see you succeed.
With Falcon Free at UTPB, you can earn your degree for free. No loans, no debt.
UTPB was the best fit for me financially.
If your family makes $100,000 or less, your tuition and mandatory fees are covered.
Here you are part of the family.
Learn more at utpb.edu/FalconFree.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Astound Broadband Stadium in Midland, Texas, where our score is Angelo State 7, Falcons 0. And the Rams will have second down with 2 yards to go on the 43-yard line of the Falcons. And just a defensive interference penalty called that we don't agree with.
Yeah, I feel like there's been a couple of those that are like that. But, sometimes you eat the bar and sometimes the bar eats you. So I think this should be third down, Monty, upcoming, because they did stop him on that first down.
That's right. It's third down on the field, second down on the board. Want to say hello to Lone Star Conference Commissioner Jay Porter. We understand he's watching while we're talking about the Lone Star Conference. Commissioner, it's Mr. Commissioner. Appreciate you tuning in, sir. And we have an open invitation to him when he's here at a game to come into the booth, and we have a chat with him.
Sure. We always look for something to do at halftime. That would be a great halftime chat.
So 3rd and 2 for the Rams. Ball's on the 43-yard line of the Falcons. Going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going to go off left tackle, and he's streaking down the field. And he's at the 30, the 25, and he's going to run out of bounds at the 22 as Yemi lost his lid?
I tell you what, I saw that lid bouncing down the middle of the field. I thought it was the football. I about jumped out of my seat here. But it was just a helmet. So big gain there that time by Fuller as he calls his own number and takes it off left side for a big yardage.
I just feel momentum switching. The Falcons need to take a breath. 1st and 10 for the Rams on the 22-yard line of the Falcons. Ball on the far hash mark. Going to be a handoff to the running back. That's 40 again, Ben. And that's a fake handoff, and it's going to be a pass. They're going to call interference again on the Falcons, and that the intended receiver was number 25.
Well, number 25 is Jaden Jones, but that was uncatchable. He threw that out of the back of the end zone.
It's going to be on
pass interference.
Cam Lee.
Against Cam Lee. And again,
we keep giving them opportunities.
I mean, when they throw deep, they're getting a pass interference call 100% of the time.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Falcons 7-yard line. So it's 1st and goal. 1st and 10, 1st and goal. And the Rams have the ball on the far hash mark. We have 2 wide receivers the far side, one on the near side. Running back Wilcox to the left of Fuller. There's a snap. He's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to turn upfield. He's going to run, and Ashton Hamby gets a piece of him along with who else? Frank, I think, is in there. As that's off the far tackle. Ashton and Frank hitting first.
Asking a lot from your defense right here. Backed up like this, trying to keep them out before the end of the first half, and it's just a lot to ask from your defense.
Shadow of the goalpost.
That's right.
So ball on the 2nd and goal. Ball on the far hash mark. They're in the power set. 1 wide receiver near side. Quarterbacks under center. I formation for the running backs. There's going to be the handoff, and it's going to go to the back, and he's in trouble, and he's gotten caught by Ashton Hamby again, and Ashton treats him very rudely.
That was a big loss in the play, but let's see what that penalty marker is for. It's in the area of holding, but, the way things are going. So it is holding.
84, that's a tight end.
So, it's Alex Wyatt called for the hold.
From Brandeis High School in San Antonio. The running back is number 40, Cameron Dishler, from Orangefield.
That gives the Falcons a little bit more room to play with here, but also gives the Rams a little bit more room to play with.
Well, they can do an out pass, so it's going to be. We're going to set the ball where?
The ball will be placed at the 12-yard line.
12-yard line of the Falcons. Second and, well, they can't get a first down. It's second and goal from the 12.
Yep.
59 seconds left. 2 wide receivers near side. Man in motion come to the near side from the far side. Now, quarterback's going to take its design run, and he takes off, go on left tackle, Ben, and that was run out of bounds by 29.
29 for us is Cunningham.
Evoski.
Yeah, Evoski Cunningham is a design quarterback keeper. And just not much. Well, I say not much, but they're down to the 6-yard line or so. So this will be 3rd and goal. So they picked up 6 on that run.
So 3rd and goal from the Rams. Defense got to bow up one more time before they go for the field goal. And they're taking their time. They're going to take a timeout. Let's do that too, and we'll throw it back to the studio for this break. We'll be back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X.
Dear Texas, we know how much you love brisket. We got you. We took mouth-watering brisket, slowly pit smoked for 12 hours, and combined it with your favorites, queso and pico. And so, HEB Brisket Queso was born. Because that's how we express our love. Looks like you got the message. Brisket Queso, to Texas with love from HEB.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Stown Broadband Stadium, where our score is Angelo State 7, the Falcons 0. 53 seconds left in the first half. And it's 3rd and goal for the Rams from the 6-yard line. They have tried to score multiple times on this drive, and for naught. Got a holding period, a holding penalty a couple of 3 plays ago, and they've managed to get it back to the 6. So the Falcons need a hold here. We've got a big jumbo package for the Rams. 2 running backs on either side of Fuller, the quarterback, and he's going to take the snap, and he's going to look to the near side. He throws it underneath to the wide receiver. Tackles missed, and the running back is going to stroll wide receiver number 1, Ben.
That's the running back, Braden Wilcox, right there.
Wilcox, thank you.
And it was just a missed open field tackle out there on the perimeter, and once he shakes that tackle, there's nobody else there, and just walks into the end zone.
Now we got a swinging gate point after attempt. Scores 13-0 with 47 seconds left. Swinging gate to the far side. I really don't like these plays. And there's the snap, and they're going to run it here to the near side, and they're going to throw it, dump it right over to the wide receiver who was standing there all by himself. And that's 84.
Well, 84 is Alex Wyatt over there.
One that got called for the hold.
Yeah, well, he made up for it right there with a 2-point conversion off of the swinging gate. And just like we've said almost every week this season, that play hasn't worked in 20 years, and so far every week I've seen a successful swinging gate.
Quarterback runs to the near side, stops, and by then the receiver was all by himself in the corner of the end zone. He just does a dump pass for 2 points. So our score is 15-0 Rams with 47 seconds left in the first half. Ben?
Well, it's been a defensive struggle, and just there, helped along the way by some long penalties on that drive, able to get in for an 8-point drive are the Rams. And so Rams are starting to break things open right now. This is
they have all the momentum, to their credit.
That's right.
And they played an outstanding game, and they've had some help. They've had some timely penalties called in their favor, and they've taken advantage of that, just like we would.
That's exactly right. Yeah, exactly. So Falcons are going to have to just play it safe here. I don't think they're going to try to do anything. They're going to go into halftime, make some adjustments, and get a little rest, get their heads back in the game, and come out firing in the second half.
So Fuller, the kicker, and he's kicking off from his 35-yard line, far hash mark, going left to right on your radio dial. The gunner Absack, the near side, standing at the 5-yard line, and Traylon Sewell outside the far hash mark, standing on the goal line.
Well, it's a football game, Monty. We knew it was going to be.
Well, it is. Not the way I hoped it would go. And there's a kick, and that's going to go. Traylon Sewell's going to take the ball. He's at the 10. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. He's coming to the near side. He's at the 25, and he's brought down at about the 26-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own 26-yard line with 40 seconds left to go in the first half.
Yeah, I wonder if the coaching staff is going to take a shot here or just kind of go into halftime.
Well, the way things are going, the momentum is going, I would play it conservative, but that's also why I'm doing radio.
That's right, yep. I agree with you. But, Coach has known to take the risk from time to time.
Well, we got an empty backfield, 3 wide receivers, the far side, 2 the near side, and Kapua, the quarterback. So it looks like we're going for it, and he's going to look up and throw immediately to Laquan Wells here in the near flat, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about they're saying the 34? No, 33.
So a good pickup of 7 on that out route there.
So ball at the 33-yard line of the Falcons on the near hash mark. Empty backfield again. 3 wide receivers near side, 2 far side, 2 to the near side. Cook and Laquan on the near side. It's going to be the snap. Kapua now rolling to the far side. He's going to rear up and throw, and that goes to Cooley. And I think that's Cooley's first reception of the game.
I do too. I think it's only his second target of the game, as he missed one earlier on a drag route, but that'll bring up a first down for the Falcons. And, look, it doesn't hurt my feelings dinking and dunking all the way up the field.
Nope, I'm all for dinking and dunking. Mike Leach made a good living doing that with Cliff Kingsbury. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own 39-yard line. 32 seconds left. Ball at the far hash mark. Empty backfield. 3 wide receivers near side, 2 to the far side. Kapua reaches up, going to throw the ball to Absek. Absek runs out of bounds at the 44-yard line of the Falcons. So a 5-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Rams are giving a lot of ground up here, and that's why Kapua is able to just hit these out routes. I mean, look at the cushion they're giving these Falcons receivers.
27 seconds left in the second period. 4 wide receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Kapua dropping back. He's now getting flushed out of the pocket. He's tripped up by the defender who dove for his feet and nearly got him. And that was, who was that was putting pressure on the quarterback? 490.
Zach Burton back there for.
He's a large young man.
He sure is. And
very quick.
Kapua, when he's under pressure, is having trouble keeping his eyes upfield still. So it's just an incredibly difficult skill to develop. You got these giant guys down at your feet, but you got to still be able to look upfield.
And this is the most extensive play time Kapua's gotten. So 3rd and 5 from the Falcons. Kapua taking the snap, quickly looks up. Now he's getting flushed out of the pocket. He's going to go downfield. He's going to throw it away. It's going to be 4th and 5 with 17 seconds left.
So that time did a much better job of keeping his eyes up the field as he felt the pressure coming in. But you can't. But still, just throwing it out of bounds, and I think they're going to trot out the punt unit here and just wave the white flag on the first half. They are indeed.
Play clock running, but the game clock won't, the time clock won't start until the snap of the ball. So that's going to be Andrew Pitts back deep. He's standing at his own 14-yard line on the far hash mark. Rafael is standing at his own 29-yard line. Entire field now is in shadow. The lights are on at 7:13 Central Time. There's the kick, end over end. Andrew's going to let it bounce in front of him. He's going to pick that ball up and fall down, and that's going to be it. The ball's going to be down at about the 9-yard line with 10 seconds left, Ben.
Well, if I'm the Rams coach, I'm going to take a shot upfield because they're getting pass interference penalties every time they do it, so may as well.
Well, why not? Right now they have all the momentum, to their credit.
Absolutely.
15-0 our score, 10 seconds left. Rams scored both touchdowns in the second period, one by virtue of a return fumble and the other by a lot of pass interference penalties. I'm just going to leave it at that. And they're going to do the victory formation, and that's going to be it for the first half. Here from Astound Broadband Stadium, it's 15-0. We're going to go to halftime. What we're going to do is going to take a break, and then we're going to do the 3 keys to victory, and then there's going to be another break, and then Ben and I will have the statistics and come back and recap the first half and set the second half. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X. Back in a few.
Welcome to Rosa's Cafe, the home of Las Fajitas Más Famosas. Indulge in our succulent chicken or juicy beef fajitas, grilled to perfection over real mesquite. So drive through, dine in, or carry out for Rosa's wide variety of all your favorites. Make it Rosa's Cafe. After all, life is better with Rosa's Cafe.
UTPB football is back and better than ever. All Falcon football home games are free this season. That's right, free admission and free tailgating. All you need to do is show up, bring your friends, family, and your favorite food and drink. Come and cheer on the Lone Star Conference champions as they fight to defend their title. Experience the fun of tailgating and the excitement of college football in the Permian Basin. Falcons up.
It's overused, abused, taken for granted. The word free. At First Basin, when we say free checking with instant issue debit card, we stand behind it. So if you're like me, and well, no one really is, it might be good to see if your bank is hiding the word fee in free. Time for a new bank? You're going to like coming in first. First Basin Credit Union. Experience superpower.
Member NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
Dear Texas, we know how much you love brisket. We got you. We took mouth-watering brisket, slowly pit smoked for 12 hours, and combined it with your favorite queso and pico. And so, HEB Brisket Queso was born. Because that's how we express our love. Looks like you got the message. Brisket Queso. To Texas with love from HEB.
Matthew. All right.
From kickoff to the 2-minute warning, HEB has all you need to make your tailgate a touchdown. For the starting lineup, HEB's freshly made guacamole and salsas are a delicious play. And for meat lovers, HEB Prime 1 steaks and burgers are a sizzling way to get your grill on. Plus, pick up the extras like HEB's Our Finest paper towels, Texas Tough trash bags and foil. From food to snacks to defensive sacks, tailgating is a win with HEB.
It's overused, abused, taken for granted. The word free. At First Basin, when we say free checking with instant issue debit card, we stand behind it. So if you're like me, and well, no one really is, it might be good to see if your bank is hiding the word fee in free. Time for a new bank? You're going to like coming in first. First Basin Credit Union. Experience superpower.
Member NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
Lightning, cold weather, heat waves, and windstorms happen when least expected. The Bosworth Company and Kohler are committed in keeping your home or business comfortable and running. Never run out of power with the Kohler generator. It comes with a 5-year, 2,000-hour warranty, and it powers on automatically within seconds of an outage. Call the Bosworth Company now at 432-570-5233. Worth the call, always.
License number TACLA 16845C.
Our compassionate same-day care, precision diagnostics, and cutting-edge treatments make it easy to choose the orthopedic and sports medicine experts at Basin Orthopedic Surgical Specialists. As the official team doctor of the Falcons, we provide the most advanced orthopedic treatments to keep our student athletes on the field. Please visit Basin Orthopedic Surgical Specialist for all your orthopedic care.
As our UTPB Spirit Squad joins us on the field, we invite our audience to stand up and sing along as the band performs Elton's first #1 hit on the U.S. Hot 100, Crocodile Rock.
Welcome to Rosa's Cafe, the home of Las Fajitas Más Famosas. Indulge in our succulent chicken or juicy beef fajitas, grilled to perfection over real mesquite. So drive through, dine in, or carry out for Rosa's wide variety of all your favorites. Make it Rosa's Cafe. After all, life is better with Rosa's Cafe.
UTPB football is back and better than ever. All Falcon football home games are free this season. That's right, free admission and free tailgating. All you need to do is show up, bring your friends, family, and your favorite food and drink. Come and cheer on the Lone Star Conference champions as they fight to defend their title. Experience the fun of tailgating and the excitement of college football in the Permian Basin. Falcons up.
It's overused, abused, taken for granted. The word free. At First Basin, when we say free checking with instant issue debit card, we stand behind it. So if you're like me, and no one really is, it might be good to see if your bank is hiding the word fee in free. Time for a new bank? You're going to like coming in first. First Basin Credit Union. Experience superpower.
Member NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
Dear Texas, we know how much you love brisket. We got you. We took mouth-watering brisket, slowly pit smoked for 12 hours, and combined it with your favorite queso and pico. And so, HEB brisket.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, at Astound Broadband Stadium in Midland, Texas, where it's been all the Angelo State Rams here in the second period. 0-0 after the end of the first period, but the Rams do a scoop and score on a fumble, the Falcon fumble, and then drove down the field and scored on a possession here right before the end of the first half. And so it's 15-0 as the Rams got a 2-point conversion on that second touchdown. Falcons not had a lot of offense production because Dylan Graham goes out in the first period with an injury. But first of all, before we get into all that, we want to remind you that this radio game broadcast content is a copyrighted presentation of West Texas Radio Group, all rights reserved. And we want to thank our game sponsors on the radio side, Diamond Pump and Transport and Exclusive Assurance Services. Ben has the stats. We're going to let him read those.
It's all defense all day long here, as neither team has broken 80 offensive yards total so far. Angelo State with 77 yards of offense, and UTPB with 79 yards of offense so far. Now get this. Angelo State, 12 passing yards so far in the first half, but UTPB, 37. So as far as rushing yards go, Angelo State was 65, and UTPB with 42. So it's all defense all day long. And, I was shocked when I looked at these passing yards because I thought, no, they've had some long passes. No, they have not. They've had some long passing penalties that they have accumulated. So, no one is even over 80 yards so far. Right now, rushing, leading all rushers is Braden Fuller, the quarterback for Angelo State, with 52 net yards. Corey Harris for the Falcons with 28 net yards. So, neither offense really doing a whole lot of anything. But, Monty, it's the story of the turnovers. And two really bad turnovers by the Falcons. Falcons recovered one turnover, not able to get any points off of that one. And that is where we stand right now.
Well, the three keys to victory that were played during our break that Coach McCullough has from his coaches show on Thursday night, which, by the way, is available on 95X at 6:30 on Thursday evenings. And then the video replay is after the Fox Friday night football game on Fox 24 here in Midland and Odessa. You can see the video replay. He said, number one, we have to run the ball, need to run for 150 yards. We're way short of that. Turnover margin, we got to force turnovers. We've had one, but unfortunately we've given up two. Got to win special teams. They're very good on special teams. Big returns, force punts, don't give up the big returns. We haven't, and that hadn't been a component yet, but Rafael Vargas has 6 punts for 247 yards, 41.2 average, 60 long, and had one land inside the red zone of the Angelo State. But he hasn't had that many punts in a game all season.
I don't know if he's had that many punts in a whole season.
very
before this.
Yeah.
So, 6 punts. Like I said, he's going to have to ice down his leg after this one. But over on the other side, Cade Fuller has 3 punts for a total of 146 yards. Those are the big yards that are jumping off the page are the punt yards. So Falcons are going to have to keep asking their defense to do a little bit too much probably, because this is an all-defensive game. Going to need some turnovers, and you got to score points off of those turnovers as well. So far, Angelo State able to do that. Falcons not able to do that. Remember, one of Angelo State's touchdowns was a scoop and score.
Yep.
So really, neither offense able to do much of anything. I do suspect we're going to start seeing a little bit more of that dinking and dunking that we got to at the end of the half, and we're going to have to open it up in the passing game. We just have to at this point.
Well, to get anything going, the running game, the Angelo State defense doing an outstanding job of stifling a running game, as is the UTPB defense on the Angelo State running game. And it's just unfortunate that Dylan Graham, starting quarterback, senior from the Bay Area in California, redshirted last year, came back to play this year and to replace Kenny Hernzer, who's now offensive coordinator and co-offensive coordinator, and Dylan's out. We don't know when he's going to be able to return, but right now this offense is Christian Kapua's, and it's his time to shine and take advantage of this opportunity and make a name for himself.
And he's looked good. I mean, you can tell kind of first game jitters here, as he's, you got to put 2 hands on the football. Had a little bit of trouble with that, lost a fumble deep in our own territory there that ended up with a scoop and score. And Christian Kapua, great legs. I mean, he can absolutely run the ball. He can throw the ball really well. We saw at the end of the half there, he was throwing it well to the out receivers and taking what the defense gives him. Angelo State is given a huge cushion. It wasn't just on that last drive.
Right.
It's been all game long. They're giving the wide receivers a huge cushion.
Not as much press coverage as I thought there'd be. Not as much 0-1 coverage either.
No, in fact, you're right. They're not pressing at all. They're doing the exact opposite. So that, that'll stymie a game plan too for a little bit when they come out doing something you weren't game planning for. But Falcons just going to have to take advantage of what the defense is giving them here in the second half.
So here's the scoring drives. Angelo State had a 1-play, 8-yard scoring drive at 6:04 the second quarter. Kenton Allen, 8-yard fumble return. Brad Larson, extra point. So that was a fumble by Christian Kapua on the far side of the field, and a brilliant play by Kenton Allen to pick that up. A helmet did hit that ball out of Kapua's hands. And then we've got with 7 plays, 65 yards, scoring drive by Angelo, and Braden Fuller to Braden Wilcox, 6 yards at 47 seconds left in the second quarter. Cade Fuller to Alex White, 2-point conversion. Thank you, Bill. And it's been all Angelo State on the scoreboard as it's 15-0. And right now, I'm guessing the Falcons are having a very serious chat about what are we going to do, how are we going to fix this, how are we going to get Christian Kapua very comfortable in this offense. And like you said, I fully expect the dink and dunk with you and more runs to Corey Harris, Cam Lee, and Gerald Palmer.
You got to do something to spread this out.
Cam Tyler, I'm sorry.
Right, Cam Tyler. You got to do something to spread things out, because 79 yards of offense in the first half is less than half of what we're used to seeing.
Well, and we had one true scoring opportunity, and that was Rafael Vargas, and the kick got blocked.
It did, and remember, returned for a touchdown. But it was called back.
Fortunately.
So, this thing could be even worse off, and that would have been a special teams touchdown, a defensive touchdown, and then one little short offensive touchdown too. So,
well, let's take a break and come back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X. We'll see you in just a minute.
Rosa's Cafe's breakfast takes me back to those early mornings. The smell of fresh homemade tortillas filling the air. The warmth of my mother's kitchen wrapped around me like a hug. Rosa's is a taste of home, a reminder of the love and tradition that went into every dish. Taste the authentic flavors of a Rosa's Cafe breakfast. After all, life is better with Rosa's Cafe.
free, no loans, no debt at UTPB. UTPB football is back and better than ever. All Falcon football home games are free this season. That's right, free admission and free tailgating. All you need to do is show up, bring your friends, family, and your favorite food and drink. Come and cheer on the Lone Star Conference champions as they fight to defend their title. Experience the fun of tailgating and the excitement of college football in the Permian Basin. Falcons up.
Welcome to Rosa's Cafe, the home of Las Fajitas Más Famosas. Indulge in our succulent chicken or juicy beef fajitas, grilled to perfection over real mesquite. So drive through, dine in, or carry out for Rosa's wide variety of all your favorites. Make it Rosa's Cafe. After all, life is better with Rosa's Cafe.
It's championship football from UT Permian Basin.
How much, Matthew? And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Astound Broadband Stadium in Midland, Texas, where the Angelo State Rams have a 15-0 lead at halftime as both teams have come back on the field. My name is Monty Montgomery. Ben Farmer, my broadcast partner, Matthew Rios, running the board back at the station in Northeast Midland, and Bob Bailey and Trans Global Productions doing our video stream for Flow Sports today, as we are the Flow Sports Game of the Week. And they're getting a defensive battle until late in the second period, where Angelo did a scoop and score and got 7 points, and then drove down the field and got another touchdown and then a 2-point conversion for a 15-0 lead. Ben?
If you're the Falcons, there's no reason to panic right now.
Nope.
That's the one thing. This is well within reach of what you're trying to do here. Remember, we went into last year's game down at halftime as well, came back and won that one. Just going to have to open things up just a little bit more, maybe a little bit more like we said at the halftime show, a little dink and dunk, just get Kapua a little bit more confidence. And if you're Kapua, try to keep your eyes upfield on those big receivers.
Yep. And again, Christian Kapua forced into action because Dylan Graham, the starter, went down in the first period with a injury. We do not know the extent of it. We do know that he's being tended to, and so our thoughts and prayers are with him and his folks who are here, as hopefully he heals fast and comes back. In the meantime, Christian Kapua getting a chance to make his mark here at UTPB. He is a redshirt junior, I believe, out of Houston. And he was at Cisco Junior College last year, and he was, I believe, at University of Houston prior to that. He's a 6'2", 205-pound redshirt junior, and very solid young man. We've seen him in street clothes, and he doesn't look like a quarterback. He looks like a tight end.
Yeah, he's big.
He's a big guy.
He's big, and I think these players have confidence in him too. It doesn't look there was any loss of confidence with Dylan Graham coming out and Kapua coming in. But
no.
We're going to have to see a little bit more out of that young man here in the second half as the Falcons find themselves down 15-0 here at home in what has definitely been the least successful offensive performance of the season so far, and probably for both teams. Neither team has cracked 80 total yards yet.
Nope.
This is an absolute defensive slugfest. And right now, the difference in the game is the Falcons losing the turnover battle.
They are, and it's going to be very critical for the Falcons to take a deep breath as they are going to kick off, as Angelo State won the initial coin toss to start the game, deferred, so they will have the ball for the first part to start the second half, and it'll be Angelo State going right to left on your radio dial. Angelo, or did I get that wrong? No, wait. Of course, I had a 50. Yep, I was right. I had a 50-50 shot, Ben. Angelo State in their all-white road uniforms with blue numerals, gold trim, the beautiful blue helmets with the gold Rams horn, white pants with a blue stripe, I think, going down the side, and the Falcons blue and gold stripe. Falcons wearing their all black. Freddie the Falcon on the left side, numbers of the players on the right side, black jerseys, white numerals trimmed in orange, and black pants that say the Basin down where the stripe would be.
Here we go. Second half coming up right now here from Astound Broadband Stadium in Midland, Texas, as this Lone Star Conference battle has been every bit a battle so far today.
So Falcons got 30 minutes to get the ship upright, and there's the kick, and it's going to be a short pooch kick, and it's going to be called for a fair catch by number 40, Ben.
Yeah, that's Dishler again down there calling for the fair catch. It's going to land it at about the 20-yard line.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Falcons for wherever the referees decide to spot the ball.
You can be sure whatever the coaches told this Falcons team at halftime, they listened, and they're going to put it into effect right now.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Ram 25-yard line. Ball will be set up at the far hash mark. The offense comes out, 2 wide receivers on either side of the ball, running back to the left of the quarterback Fuller, and the running back is number 1.
That's Wilcox back there.
Wilcox. Falcons showing a 4-man front, 2 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs. 2 high safeties. Man in motion here to the near side. Now he's going to take the handoff and go back, and he is tackled immediately by Yemi.
Yemi getting back there and putting the lead down to drop the running back there for a loss of 1 on that play.
Yemi having a good game, buddy.
He absolutely is when he can keep his helmet on.
Well, him and Cam Lee have a little problem with their lid. 2nd and 11, 2-yard loss. Ball now at the 24-yard line of the Rams. Ball on the far hash mark. 2 wide receivers in tandem on either side of the ball. Running back to the right of Fuller, that's going to be Wilcox. There's a snap. Fuller's going to pull the ball down immediately. He's under pressure, and there's Yemi introducing himself again, and Austin Williams making his presence known. So the defensive line coming out fired up, Ben.
Great push up the middle by this defensive line, and there was just nowhere for Fuller to go. He tries to step up in the pocket and just gets met by a whole cauldron of Falcons there.
So it's going to be 3rd and 16 as they lost a lot more yards from the 19-yard line of the Rams. Ball still on the far hash mark. 2 wide receivers on either side, running back to the right of Fuller, the quarterback. He's in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap. He's going to immediately look to his far side. Then he comes over, looks to the near side, and the ball is knocked down the pass by Frank.
Sending a big message on that drive right there. Guys, halftime is over. It's time to strap it back on and let's go win a football game.
So Frank is playing like he is possessed.
And he might be.
Which is very frightening to think about because Frank is an intimidating presence, 6'5", 295-pound defensive end from America's Samoa. So Gunnar Absek is going to stand at his own 29-yard line. He's looking for the punt, and there's a big booming punt. And Gunnar comes up, and he fills that at the 37. Now he's going to start running, and he cuts it to the far side. He's at the 50. He's at the 45. I think he's going to be knocked out at the 46-yard line of Angelo.
I think they're spotting him at the 43. I think they're giving him the extra 3 yards there. So good return by Gunnar Absek. And this Falcons team is fired up right now.
Well, good. And now we're going to get to see Christian Kapua. This is his offense now until Dylan Graham is on the mend. And we're going to see what he can do. I wonder if there's a big difference knowing you're coming back in the start second half and being thrown into the middle of the first
I would
period.
think so. You know, they say if you're the second-team quarterback, you're supposed to always be ready, but there's no way that you can just always have the mindset like that.
Tight end on the far side, that's Jaron Hendricks. Brock Johnson, the wingback behind the near tackle. 2 wide receivers near side. Corey Harris to the right of Kapua. There's going to be the handoff to Harris, and Harris is immediately wrapped up in the backfield and brought down 94 again, Ben.
Yeah, Owen Seaver just almost takes the handoff from Kapua there.
We're going to have to give him a jersey. Holy smokes, that kid is in there quick. Where's he coming from?
It's coming from the right defensive end spot.
So it's going to be a loss of 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 13 from the 46-yard line of the Rams. Kapua takes a snap. He's going to look. Now he's going to pull down. Now he's going to hold the ball both hands. Please, thank you. Going to get out of bounds at the 40.
Just Kapua just holding on to it a little bit too long that time. Breaks containment and able to get a good run on the play. But I feel like he had some guys upfield there if he could just get the ball over to him.
Ball marked at the 41. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Ball on the near hash mark. 2 wide receivers on the near side. That's going to be Cooley and Corey Harris on the near side. 3 wide receivers the far side. That's Absek, Ben Patterson, and Laquan. Kapua takes a snap. He's going to throw it here to the near side. He's throwing to Cooley, and there's no flag, and that would have been a flag in the first half if that had been a Falcon, Ben. I'm sorry. That's the way it looks.
Yeah, Monty, I agree with you there. That there was definitely contact downfield. It impeded the receiver's route, and the ball was absolutely catchable. So
that's very frustrating.
It is indeed. So the punt unit coming out for the Falcons now. Raphael going to need an Epsom salt bath after this one.
Lone Star Conference Special Teams Player of the Week last week, and he's earning his keep again this week. And that's going to be Pitts standing at his own 10-yard line. And he's going to call for a fair catch very wisely. He's going to field it at the 14. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Rams from their own 14-yard line. And they're going to be at the near hash mark. They're going right to left on your radio dial, south to north. We haven't talked about the wind tonight, Ben, as because their flat dab hadn't been any, as opposed to 2 weeks ago when we had the Kingsville game, and I thought we were going to have to erect the hurricane flags.
Yeah, I did too. The flags were sticking straight out, straight up and down. And, yeah, today they're just completely dead. So wind not a factor at all today. And we're going to go to a media timeout, I believe.
All right, we're going to take a media timeout. We'll be back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X.
Welcome to Rose's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration meant to be shared. Go ahead, pull together tables for any size group. Because at Rose's, we believe that everyone deserves a seat at our table. So come together, share the joy, and experience authentic Mexican food at its finest as you create memorable moments in our comfortable, colorful dining room. After all, life is better with Rose's Cafe.
That's the best you can do. Make some noise for these guys. Okay, we got one with the pants on, working on the jersey.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Astound Broadband Stadium, Monty Montgomery, Ben Farmer. And our score is Angelo State 15, the Falcons 0. We have 12:20 left in the third period, so we've just started the second half. As the Falcons had no success in their first offensive possession, just punted, and we got a media timeout. We're waiting for the Rams offense to come out and have their first possession of the second half. Frank Malapula got a block pass. Actually, this is their second.
This is
their second offensive possession.
Yes. Yeah, they started the second half with the ball.
Right.
And just went backwards. The Falcons defense doing a good job of laying the wood down and moving them the opposite direction. I do also like what the Falcons offense did. Started to go downfield a little bit with the ball and just nothing successful, but I like the concept.
So 12:20 left to go in the third period. Rams have the ball. Take the snap, 1st and 10. They're going to hand off to the fake handoff, and Fuller's got the ball. He's at the 40, he's at the 50, he's at the 40, he's at the 30, he's at the 25, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown Rams. Holy smokes, Ben. I bet on that fake.
Well, so did the defense because he just calls his own number, goes right up the gap, and he's never touched again. Look at the speed on Fuller.
I had no idea that young man was that fast. We got some really fast guys on our defense, and he ran. How many yards was that?
Well, that started at the 14, so that was 86 yards.
86 yards. Holy smokes.
Which doubles their offensive output from the whole first half.
Well, it does. So Fuller is it the kicker, right?
Yes.
No, Larson.
Oh, Larson, that's right.
Larson.
Fuller's the punter.
Yep, and then he's going to get the point after attempt. And it's going to be 22-0, our score, Angelo State Rams, as this game is turning into all Angelo at this time with 12:07 left to go in the third. We're going to take a break, come back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X.
Hang on, my ad didn't fire.
I'm not going to have a penny of debt in my name when I graduate from this university.
Everybody's in your corner. They want to see you succeed.
With Falcon Free at UTPB, you can earn your degree for free. No loans, no debt.
UTPB was the best fit for me financially.
If your family makes $100,000.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Astound Broadband Stadium in Midland, Texas, off Loop 250 on the west side of Midland, right next to the Midland Rockhounds AA Texas League baseball stadium. Beautiful facility, a team that went to the finals, playoffs of the Texas League and lost 2-1. on a walk-off, I believe, in the bottom of the 9th inning against Arkansas.
What a great complex this is out here.
And it's used so much. We've got actually high schools playing games in auxiliary fields over here, too. Not tonight, but on Friday nights, there'll be up to 3 games being played in this complex. So what a great job by the city of Midland to develop this and get it going. And if you get a chance to come see it, it's worth it. Right now, though, it's not going very well for the Falcons as they're down 22-0 as the quarterback for the Rams Braden Fuller, ran 86 yards for a touchdown.
I had no idea the kind of speed he has either. So that was
Floresville Tiger from southeast of San Antonio. And there's going to be the kick, and it's going to be fielded by Traylon Sewell, and he's at the 10, the 15, the 20. He's going to turn it upfield at the 25, and he's going to be met there and tackled with a lot of enthusiasm by the Rams. And there's a whole flock of Rams there. Let's give it to number 20.
Number 20 is Bouillabaisse. Bouillabaisse.
Bouillabaisse.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Oh, all right. Well, again, no reason to panic. Plenty of time left.
Plenty of time. This offense can score very quickly. Again, Kristen Kapua, the quarterback, as Dylan Graham went out in the first period with an injury. We have not seen him back. 11:59 to go in the third period. 1st and 10 for the Falcons from the 27, their own 27. 2 wide receivers on the near side. There's going to be a handoff to Corey Harrison. He's going to put his foot down at the 30, turn up field, and he's going to get, I think, to the 35, Ben.
He was good running that time, just waiting for his blocks to develop, and then hits the hole hard. And, yeah, good pickup of, looks like they're going to give him 8.
Wow. So 2nd and down and 2 for the Falcons from their own 35-yard line. Hurry up offense. Max Johnson, the center. Got a wing back to the near side, wide receiver to the far side, 2 wide receivers on the near side. That's Laquan and Cooley on this side. Absek. Is that Absek on the far side? Nope. That's Deion Cook. Harris to the left of Kapua. Brock Johnson, the wing back on the near side. And there's going to be a quarterback run. Kapua takes the ball, and he's trying to get upfield to the first down. And, Ben, I think he got it. I think he got it by a yard.
I think you're right. And it was a good block over there on the left side by, I think, Corey Harris laid that block down. I'll watch the replay here. And sure enough,
he did.
Corey Harris with the good block right there.
He did.
So the Falcons with a first down here on the move. Signs of life. Like to see it.
1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own 38-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. There's going to be the snap. Kapua looking downfield. We got a wide receiver running on the far seam, and he's going to – oh, my goodness, he didn't catch that ball, and they're not going to call interference.
Well, and if they should have called defensive holding about 30 yards earlier because they held him as he got past him. If we might be able to see from this replay, we can't. It was up the field, but good throw by Kapua. He had a chance at it.
They had a handful of jersey right there. Deion Cook, the intended receiver.
I like taking the shots up the field, though. Now's the time.
Yep. Deion a little late getting back. So no huddle. Falcons at the line of scrimmage. Tight end on the far side. 3 wide receivers on the near side. Corey Harris running back to the left of Kapua. There's a snap. Kapua immediately looks over here to the near side. He's going to throw the bubble screen, and that's going to go to Cooley. And was that a flag? Or was I wishing?
Well, and, some of them have yellow
towels.
Gloves and towels and that sort of thing. So I like these short throws, too. Get your young quarterback some confidence going in here and get the ball into the hands of that man right there, Jeremiah Cooley.
3rd and 3 for the Falcons from their own 45-yard line. Ball at the near hash mark. Tight end to the near side. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Harris to the left of Kapua, the quarterback. There's going to be the handoff to Harris. He's going to work his way up behind the far tackle, and he's going to pick up 1.
Yeah, not enough. And that's going to bring up a 4th down situation here. It looks like 4th and 1, and I bet you the Falcons going to go for it here.
Well, we need to. We're down 22-0 our score with 9:50 to go in the third period. Falcons rolling the dice. Gerald Palmer in there, 6'2", 235, running back. Transfer from Southwest Oklahoma from Paris, Texas. Jumbo package. 2 tight ends. 2 wide receivers on the far side. Check that, 1 tight end, wing back. Jaron Hendricks on the far side.
Going to run out of time here if they're not careful.
Gerald
2,
Palmer.
1.
Yep. In his defense, this is his first game really to be the man. And he's just not used to all of the progression reads, all the things that go on with that.
Right.
So Let's take a break. We're back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on the 95X and Flow Sports.
Don't just earn a degree, make an impact. At the University of Texas Permian Basin, you can earn your master's degree for free. To meet the shortage of behavioral health professionals in West Texas, we're covering tuition and mandatory fees for graduate students in clinical psychology, counseling, and social work. When you study an impact major at UTPB, your passion becomes your purpose and your paycheck.
Resume. 4th down and 1 for the Falcons, ball from 47-yard line.
And we're back at Astound Broadband Stadium. 4th and 1 for the Falcons from their own 47-yard line. Ball in the near hash mark. Wing back to the far side. Two wide receivers to the far side. Gerald Palmer, the running back to the right of Kapua. Now we've got to check with me. 9:16 to go in the third period. Falcons down 22-0. As the Rams on their last possession had an 86-yard touchdown run by their quarterback, Braden Fuller. There's a snap, and Kapua's going to keep it, and he's going to go on the line of scrimmage, and he's going to work his way up, and I think he got it.
I do too. I do too.
Jaron Hendricks is having some discussions with some guys. Andrew Pitts saying, we hear you.
So, good 4th down pickup there by Kapua. He's a strong runner.
He is. 6'2", 205. So it's a first down for the Falcons from their own 48-yard line. Sorry, Ben.
Nope, you nailed it. I was just going to say he's a strong runner.
Okay. Two wide receivers the far side, one on the near side. Brock Johnson, the wing back to the near side. Ball in the middle of the field. Harris back at running back. There's going to be the snap, fake handoff to Harris. Going to throw it down here to Cooley. And is he in bounds?
He is indeed.
Hallelujah.
That defensive back broke at the ball, and they were having a hand fight, but Jeremiah Cooley's going to win a hand fight all day long, and I like the call right here. Just a little out route for Cooley. He comes back to the ball, gets 1 foot in bounds, catches it. First down, Falcons.
First down, Falcons from the 39-yard line of the Rams. Ball in the near hash mark. One wide receiver, Cooley to the near side. Laquan and I think that's Dion on the far side. It is. There's going to be a snap. It's going to be a quarterback run. He fakes coming to the near side, then turns back. Kind of an own quarterback counter tray, Ben. And he's not going to get far.
Not at all, as the defense was filling that hole quickly. It was a lead play, and Corey Harris leading the way through the hole along with Ramon Diaz. Oh, but Corey Harris just kind of missed his block there, and the Rams ate that one up.
So a pickup of 1 yard. 2nd and 9 now. 7:44 to go in the third period. Our score 22-0. Falcons going left to right on your radio dial, north to south. There's a snap, and Kapua looking to throw, and there's a snag by Andrew Pitts. And he was out there all by himself, and he's still trying to get around, and that was a beautiful, beautiful play by that All-American.
Yeah, it was. Andrew Pitts knew exactly where the play was going to and just kind of sat down, made himself small, and then when the ball released, he exploded up, grabbed it for the interception.
He must have been a foot off the ground at least.
Jumped out of the stadium to get that one. And another mistake right there by the Falcons offense on what was a good-looking drive. And, again, just kind of asking your defense to do too much at this point are the Falcons.
So that was number 75 that became Wyatt Payne, the right tackle, freshman from Denton Braswell, who turned into a defensive lineman on that play. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 33-yard line. Ball's on the near hash mark, two wide receivers the far side. And since they've gone to this two-back set on either side of the running back, they've really had success in offense. There's Braden Fuller going to again run, and he is tripped up, thank goodness, and that's going to be Frank Malapula that trips him up, but it's going to be a pickup of about 5 yards.
And, yeah, we're lucky that Frank was able to get a hand on his ankle there because he had a lot of green grass in front of him, and as we found out earlier, Fuller can fly.
Yes, he can. He's very fast. So 7:08 left to go in the third period. I scored 22-0. Rams with the lead. It's 2nd and 6. They're going to give him 4 yards from their own 37-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field. One wide receiver on either side of the ball. Running back behind the quarterback Fuller. And they have decided on their quarterback, and he has produced.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's a snap. Going to hand off to the running back coming here to the near side, trying to get up the edge. And he's going to be tackled, and I think that's that's Ivoski, Cunningham.
Yeah, Cunningham doing a good job of cutting off the play right there as they got to the outside edge, but Cunningham just put an end to that one pretty quickly.
So it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Rams from their own 38-yard line. 6:25 left to go in the third period, and they're just burning up clock, Ben.
Yeah, as well they should. I mean, 22-0, just burn that clock up with your running game. Passing game hasn't done a whole lot, so why not?
Man in motion on the far side. Quarterback takes a snap. He's looking through the bubble screen. Now he changes his mind. Going to go downfield, going to throw in all kinds of coverage. There were 3 Falcons around that wide receiver. That was number 6.
It's Kel Williams out there, but yeah, was trying to throw the bubble screen. The Falcons did a good job of eliminating that factor, and at that point, the quarterback Fuller just threw it out of bounds. But we've got a Falcon on the field. I think that's Coney.
That's Coney, and Tom Lechtenberg and KJ out there to tend to him. As let's take a break. We'll be back on the other side as we have got an injury. This is Falcon football on Flow Sports and 95X. I didn't see.
Rosa's Cafe's breakfast takes me back to those early mornings. The smell of fresh homemade tortillas filling the air. The warmth of my mother's kitchen wrapped around me like a hug. Rosa's is a taste of home, a reminder of the love and tradition that went into every dish. Taste the authentic flavors of a Rosa's Cafe breakfast. After all, life is better with Rosa's Cafe.
And we're back at the Down Broadband Stadium, and we're very happy to say Correll Coney got up on his own power and came off the field. The Delta State transfer from Macomb, Mississippi. So we've got a media timeout we're still doing here. They took advantage and got that going. And so far it's 22-0 Angelo State with a lead. They had a 15-0 lead at the half, and then their quarterback went on wild, and Braden Fuller ran 86 yards, for a touchdown. None of us knew he was that fast.
No, outran some defensive backs on that run, too.
That do not get outrun.
No.
And so 22-0 our score, and wow.
Neither team being super impressive right now, but the Rams doing just enough to get points on the board, whereas the Falcons have come up short. They've had some good drives, and they've been into the red zone a couple of times, and just not able to get points out of it.
Also want to acknowledge our Special Olympic athletes who are at the game. There's about 2,000 of them, as they had a meet today here in town, or Odessa or Midland, I can't remember which, but in the Permian Basin in our Midland, Odessa. And we're now got the Rams going to punt. Gunnar Absack standing back at his own 10-yard line. There's the kick, the punt, and Gunnar going to field this, and he's going to take it and run. He's at the 15, he's at the 20, and he's going to get to about the 22-yard line, and then he's treated very rudely there. You know, he got hit in the face when his helmet popped off last week, and he got a black eye and a split lip. Didn't miss a beat, 23 on the tackle.
These young players are so tough out there. I mean, they are just so tough. They're at this point in the season, they're all hurt in some way or the other, and they're just fighting through pain and fighting through all sorts of things to get out here and play some football. But they got one thing they got to overcome right now, and that is the Angelo State Rams.
1st and 10 from the Falcons from their own 21-yard line. Double wing back set. And that's Mooring in at quarterback, and there's the wide receiver on the far side, wide open, pulled in, and that is going to be Deion Cook, as we have switched quarterbacks and gone to the true freshman.
The southpaw, Isaac Mooring, and for his first snap from under center for shotgun formation is a long throw down the field. Complete.
Where's number 15, 6'3", 208-pound freshman from Klein Kane High School north of Houston. So that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own from their 47-yard line of the Rams. And there's going to be running back. That's going to be Corey Harris. He's down to the 35-yard line, tackled at the 33-yard line, I believe.
And just like that, Monty, we're down towards the 34-yard line in 2 plays. Falcons coming out with malice of forethought on this drive.
Double wing back set, going to give it back to Harris. He's going to go off left tackle, and he's going to pick up 5 yards.
Another good pickup right there from Harris, but what a great throw earlier that was from Mooring, and something we hadn't seen so far in this game.
No, he played a little bit in the first game, and we haven't seen him since that I can remember. But again, double wing back set for protection. Harris to the left of Mooring. Mooring dropping back. He's going to throw for the far side to the Dion Cook and got it. And is that a touchdown?
Oh, they're saying he caught it out of bounds. They're saying it's out of bounds. I'm going to watch this replay here because I thought he got a little pinky toe in. But another great throw by Mooring puts it where only his receiver can get it.
Yeah,
he was out. He was
just a little far to catch. An excellent effort by Dion Cook. So it's going to be 2nd and 6 from the 30-yard line of the Rams. Ball's on the far hash mark.
Should be 3rd down.
3rd down. Sorry, check that 3rd down. I got to quit looking at the scoreboard. 3rd down. 2 wide receivers near side. Wing back to the near side. Tight end to the far side. That's Jaron Hendricks. Brock, the wing back to the near side. Harris, the running back. Mooring rolling here to the near side. He stops, going to throw, and he just throws it out of bounds. His intended receiver was Jeremiah Cooley.
And I wonder if we're going to we're going to stay on the field for 4th down here. If you recall, last week we had a 4th and 16 that we actually scored a touchdown on. So here in, let's call it the maroon zone, not quite the red zone, right at the 30-yard line with a 4th down and 6 upcoming. So far, I'm impressed with this young quarterback.
So it's going to be 4th down and 6 yards to go from the 30-yard line. He's going to drop back. He's looking to throw over the middle, and that gummit, it nearly was intercepted. But it was a blown route somewhere because there was no wide receiver anywhere around.
Yeah, I wonder if that one just got away from Mooring that time. So Falcons turn it over on downs here, but signs of life. And let's see if the defense can get the ball back into Mooring's hands.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 30-yard line. As we've got 4:19 left to go in the 3rd period, 22-0, the lead by the Rams. So Braden Fuller, the quarterback, got 3 wide receivers in a triangle to the near side, 1 to the far side, running back to the right of Fuller. Now man in motion to the far side. Going to hand off to the running back, and he's, goodness gracious, he's going to wish he'd given the ball to somebody else.
Frank, the whole defensive line in on that tackle. It just hits a brick wall of Falcon as Frank is the first one there, as well as Jalen Williams.
And Darius Keck to finish it off. Yikes.
Yeah, that's about 900 pounds of dude.
So 3:53 left to go, clock running in the 3rd period, 22-0 Rams, going right to left on your radio dial. Ball in the middle of the field. 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. There's a snap. Running back coming out here to the near flat. Quarterback's in trouble, and he gets hit as he tries to throw the ball, and that is tipped by Frank again. Nope, check that. That's 6.
6 is Jelani Jefferson. Frank was the one in the backfield.
Yeah.
He just picked up that left tackle and threw him into the quarterback. Frank's so big and powerful back there.
Frank doesn't like to lose. So 3rd and 10 from the 30-yard line, ball in the middle of the field. 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. 2 running backs on either side of Fuller, and their offense has had a lot better success with that 2-back set bracketing the quarterback. Kind of the old wing T.
It is, yeah. It is, with a shotgun.
So man in motion here to the near side. Fuller's going to get dodge. 1 defensive lineman. That's Darius Keck, and he's going to get it downfield, and that's going to be caught by number 6.
That's Kel Williams right there. And right there, Fuller doing a perfect example of keeping your eyes downfield. Even though there's stuff going on at your feet, even though there's people pursuing you, keeps his eyes downfield, finds a receiver, 1st down.
Darius Keck had a hand on the quarterback right before he threw it. Fuller able to be elusive. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 44-yard line. Ball on the near hash mark. Wide receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side. Running backs on either side of Fuller. There's going to be the snap. They're going to hand it off to number 40, Ben. He's going to go one way, come back to the near side, and he's going to pick up about 5 yards.
Yeah, Dishler doing a good job. And look, the play was designed to go to the right side, but Dishler goes ahead and cuts it back across the formation and does a lot of that on his own right there.
Dishler,
Falcons stripping, trying to strip the ball and just get anything.
Dishler is a 6-foot, 200-pound sophomore from Orangefield, Texas.
I don't know that I've ever heard of Orangefield.
That's Southeast, Orangeville Bobcats, if I remember correctly, in Southeast Texas.
Okay.
So it's going to be 2nd and 4 from the 50-yard line for the Rams. Ball on the near hash mark. There's going to be the snap, going to fake the handoff. Fuller's looking downfield. Goodness gracious, there's a man wide open, and there's that tight end again, 84.
Yeah, everything going right for everything going right for Angelo State right now. Alex Wyatt on the reception there.
Uvoski Cunningham on the tackle and coverage. Wyatt's had an impact on this game tonight, 2-point conversion. So 1st and 10 for the Rams from the Falcon 32-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field, 2 wide receivers far side, 1 on the near side, wing back to the near side, running back, single running back to the left of the quarterback. Now man in motion to the far side. There's going to be the handoff to the running back. He's going to be grabbed by Jalen Williams, and there's all kinds of traffic in the middle. Frank, now we get, wow. Ashton Hamby gets spit out like a Pez dispenser he was shot out of. And he's holding his hands open looking at the referee, and they got nothing.
And everyone's just tangled up with each other in that pile right there as they have to pick it apart one at a time, like they're uncoiling their Nintendo cable off of the controller. Just pick through it.
So 1:05 left to go in the 3rd period. Clock running. Rams burning up massive amounts of clock and keeping the ball out of the Falcons' hands with this drive. Going to be 2nd and 9 from the 31-yard line of the Falcons. Man in motion here to the near side. And now we got something going on. Timeout, Angelo State. We're going to take it with them. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X. Back in 30 seconds.
UTPB football is back and better than ever. All Falcon football home games are free this season. That's right, free admission and free tailgating. All you need to do is show up, bring your friends, family, and your favorite food and drink. Come and cheer on the Lone Star Conference champions as they fight to defend their title. Experience the fun of tailgating and the excitement of college football in the Permian Basin. Falcons up.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Astound Broadband Stadium as we've got some very small cheerleaders in Falcons garb.
We sure
doing
do.
things that I could never do, and they're doing in very young age. Wow, we'd have to duct tape my hamstrings back in. 50 seconds left to go in the 3rd period. Rams with a 22-0 lead. They got a 2nd and 9 from the 31-yard line of the Falcons, and this has been a very successful drive so far for the Rams. They got a man in motion on the near side. Fuller, the quarterback's going to take it. He's going to look here to the near side. He throws it to the relief back, and that's Wilcox, correct?
That is Wilcox once again, and Rams just kind of doing whatever they want to do right now.
Kendricks Jones on the push out of bounds of Wilcox. So that's going to be now third and 2. 1. 1. 3rd down and 2 as they're calling it. So ball at the 29-yard line of the Falcons.
It's a drive that started at, I believe, the 22, something like that.
I think so. Would have to ask Bill. There's the snap, and the quarterback's going to keep it here to the near side, and he's just going to run out of bounds, and that's the end of the 3rd period.
Oof.
Wow, this is ugly.
And are they going to give him the 1st down?
Nope, he's going to mark him short. He got a yard, but that's the end of the 3rd quarter.
And that is the end of the 3rd quarter of play with your score.
So we're going to take a break, be back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X.
UTV cheer would like to.
Dear Texas, we know how much you love brisket. We got you. We took mouth-watering brisket, slowly pit-smoked for 12 hours, and combined it with your favorites, queso and pico. And so, HEB Brisket Queso was born. Because that's how we express our love. Looks like you got the message. Brisket Queso, to Texas with love, from HEB.
It's championship football from UT Permian Basin.
Back at the booth, back at the station. He is in a booth at the station. And Nicole's bringing us stats. Thanks, son. Ben, why don't you go over these, buddy?
Well, the rushing stats for Braden Fuller now, 145 yards on the ground with that long of 86 yards. And this half has just been more of the same, more Angelo State. And this Falcons defense just being asked to do too much right now, and offense not giving them a lot of help. That last drive looked pretty good with Isaac Mooring coming out. He completed one pass for 32 yards. That's been the longest pass completed by either team, and he did that on his first play from scrimmage. So, now it's becoming just academic. Now you got to throw the ball. But first things first, you got to stop Angelo State from getting any points here, because even a field goal puts this game. It puts it pretty much out of reach. Even a field goal, barring some sort of miraculous comeback.
Well, the good news, Correll Coney back out there in his spot in the secondary as he went off a little dinged up earlier. So we've got an extra defensive lineman now.
Yeah, bringing in Gary Holmes coming in.
That took Ashton Hamby out. So this is going to be a short yardage, 4th and 1 from the 23-yard line of the Falcons. So big jumbo package on defense. Man in motion to the far side by the Rams. And there's going to be a rollout here to the near side. Quarterback going to dump it over to the tight end, and he's going to roll his way down to the 5-yard line, I believe, and that's 48.
I think 45. Andres Sanchez out there. Sprint right option right there. It's one of the oldest plays in all of football. And Sanchez just finds a soft spot in that defense, and Rams threatening to score again.
6'30", 6 foot, 230-pound young man from San Angelo Central, local guy. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rams from the 5-yard line of the Falcons. Ball on the near hash mark, jumbo package, I formation, Fuller under the court center. Going to pitch it back to the running back. He's going to come here to the near side, and he has no success as Jalen Rockmore gets him along with Jamarian Ravenel and Carnell Coney. I'm sorry, Boski Cunningham.
It's 14 pitch trap over on the right side and just doesn't develop well. Falcons doing a great job jumping in the backfield on that one.
So 2nd and 8, a loss of 3 yards. Second and goal, I should say, from the 8-yard line.
Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 8. 2nd down and goal.
Got to shut them down. I mean, they just don't have a choice.
2 wide receivers the far side, 1 on the near side. Ball on the near hash mark. Wing back on the near side. Running back now to the left of the quarterback. He's going to hand off to the running back. Nope, fake handoff. He's rolling to his far side, and he's going to throw the ball to out of bounds. He just said burn that play.
Yeah, the play didn't develop as Fuller wanted it to, so he just took a step back and launched that ball into the stratosphere. More clock coming off the board. At least it stops with the incomplete pass there, but yeah, things are getting dire.
So 3rd and goal for the Rams from the 8-yard line of the Falcons. Ball on the near hash mark. Still got a jumbo package in there. They're getting all kinds of guys back and forth. Now we've got 3 wide receivers to the far side. Tight end to the near side. Running back to the right of the quarterback, and now he's moving a man in motion. And what are we doing? We call it timeout? All right, so with 13:31 to go, the score is 22-0 Angelo. They're knocking on the door. They're at the 8-yard line of the Falcons. We're going to take a break, be back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Astound Broadband Stadium in Midland, Texas. Monty Montgomery, Ben Farmer. Our score 22-0. We're in the 4th period, 13:31 left to go in the game. And the Rams have a 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line of the Falcons, as this has been all Rams here since late in the 2nd period. 3 wide receivers to the far side, man in motion here to the near side. Fuller, the quarterback, got a running back to his right, to the near side. There's going to be the snap, and quarterback's going to pull the ball down and try to run with it, and he's going to be met by Kendrick Jones and company. So
it was good coverage on the back end right there by the Falcons, and Fuller had nowhere to go with the ball. And so this is going to bring out the field goal unit to try to make it 25-0. And
Brad Larson, the kicker, Kate Fuller, the holder, to the punter. From the near hash mark, how many yards has this been?
It's a 22-yarder.
There's a snap, ball's down and up, and that is going to be good, and that's going to make our score now 25-0. Angelo State. Is there a flag? Everybody's standing around. Well, here we go.
Personal foul, leaping, defense number 5, half the distance.
Well, now they got Frank for leaping, and they're going to go half the distance, so the book says you go for it.
Well, yeah, it's an automatic first down, too. So whereas that was a fourth down, now they have an automatic.
No, that was a point after.
No, that was a field goal.
Field goal, I'm sorry. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I'm lost. Where am I, Ben? Absolutely, that was fourth down, so is that going to be a first? Yep, they're going to go for it.
Yeah, it's going to be an automatic first down now. So they've got a chance to put 7 on the board still.
So the offense comes back out for the Rams, as the field goal was good, but it's negated by virtue of the leaping. That's twice in this game. So it's going to be a tight set, jumbo set for the Rams, and there's going to be a pitch back. Whoop, the quarterback keeps it, and he's not going to get anywhere, Ben.
Good job by the defense, clogging things up in the middle, and that's going to be another automatic first down and another half the distance. Just after the play stuff, a lot of frustration out there, and I understand. This has been a frustrating game from the Falcons' standpoint, but you just can't lose your head like that. And, yeah, this is going to be another auto first down. They're going to have the ball at about the 1 foot line.
1 foot line. Here we go.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 7, half the distance.
Squirrel Coney.
Yeah. Coney called with the, after a great stop, too, by the defense there on first down.
After the penalty, first and goal for the Rams.
But, yeah, just
1 yard line.
First and goal from the Rams from the 1 foot yard line. I mean, 1 yard line. Check that. Jimmy Christmas. Tight set. Quarterback under the center. I formation running backs. There's going to be the handoff to the tailback, and it's going to be tackled short. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
Maybe, but it was a good job by, I think, Rockamore and others down there to put an end to that. This defense has really played well today. Minus a couple of things, but for the most part, look, if you score 25 points against the Falcons, that's our offense should be producing enough points to win those games.
Well, unfortunately, the defense is spending too much time on the field.
They are.
Amari Bedford's in on the defensive line, and it's going to be second and goal from the 2, so it's a loss of a yard. 3 wide receivers the far side, 1 on the near side, quarterback in an empty backfield. There's going to be a snap. Quarterback's going to come off the near tackle, and he's going to go in for a touchdown. Now we get a point after attempt.
Now we go for the, yeah, exactly. So what could have been a 25-point scoreboard is now a 28-point one, and then we're still awaiting the extra point. And, yeah, Monty, this one's gotten ugly.
Well, this was the worst-case scenario we thought might happen tonight, and it's occurring. Dylan Graham goes out in the first period, the quarterback for the Falcons, and the offense just hasn't been very productive since then. There's a snap, kicks down and up, and that is good, and that's going to make our score 29-0, and we didn't have anybody leap that time.
How about that?
That's nice.
Small victories.
So with 11:54 left to go in the contest, the score is now Angelo State 29, Falcons 0. We're going to take a break and be back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X.
Welcome to Rose's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration meant to be shared. Go ahead, pull together tables for any size group. Because at Rosa's, we believe that everyone deserves a seat at our table. So come together, share the joy, and experience authentic Mexican food at its finest as you create memorable moments in our comfortable, colorful dining room. After all, life is better with Rosa's Cafe.
We'll walk away with 3 Whataburger. Okay, Jasmine, we have 3 Whataburger fry boxes and 1 order.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Astound Broadband Stadium, Montgomery Ben Farmer, where the Rams have just taken a 29-0 lead over the Falcons. With 11:54 left to go in the fourth period. And Ben, this is the worst defeat of the Chris McCullough era.
I tell you what, it's been a long time since we called one of these games. Long time, but this
couple of years.
Mm-hmm. And you're right. This is, I would say, the worst. Yeah, you're exactly right. Perhaps the playoff game felt worse, but it was a similar story. Our offense just couldn't get going. Only put 3 points on the board, and this one, 0 on the board with under 12 minutes to play. Just, we're not used to that.
Well, if somebody had told me that was going to happen tonight, I would have taken that bet all day, every day. And I'm not a betting man, but that was one I would have taken, and I would have lost. Nicole and me be living in the car. I would be living in the car, apparently. That, for better for worse, ended at betting the house. So I can only imagine that conversation. You what? So 11:54 left to go in this contest. Falcons down 29-0, and we got Gunnar Absack to return along with Traylon Sewell. Gunnar's at the near hash mark at the 5-yard line. Traylon's at the far hash mark on the goal line. And Falcons going right to left on your radio dial. That's south to north. And their kicker has been busy.
And our punter has been busy, so.
Yes. Raphael having a record night.
You know, as disheartening as these kind of games are, it's still a fun atmosphere out here.
It is.
We've had a great time today. The crowd is still sticking around at this point.
Nice evening.
Beautiful
About
night for football.
80 degrees.
And you know what? We ruined their homecoming last year, so turnabout is fair play.
There's a kick. And Traylon's going to field this at the goal line. He's going to bring it out. He's at the 5, the 10. He's coming to the near side. He's at the 15. They're in pursuit. He's going to turn it up and get it to the 23-yard line before he's brought down.
He ran a lot of yards to get to that 23-yard line, too. Started on the far side of the field over there. And let's see if young Isaac Mooring can get anything going. He actually showed some flashes in the previous drive.
Yeah. Well, much like Midwestern did last week when they brought in their freshman quarterback to get him some reps when the game got out of hand. I'm not saying the game's out of hand that we can't win it, but we're up against it. We got to start converting. 3 wide receivers the far side, 1 on the near side, running back behind and to the left of the quarterback. Falcons going right to left on your radio dial. There's a snap, low snap off the shoe tops, and Mooring picks that up, and we're going to dink and dunk. Is that Dion?
That is Dion down here on the near sideline with a good pickup of about 6 on that play. And to get out of bounds to stop the clock is still rolling, however.
So second down for the Falcons from the 27-yard line. Ball in the near hash mark. There's going to be a handoff to Corey Harris, and we've got some kind of penalty.
It was a false start. Number 59 is Willis.
Yep.
Guilty of the false start.
Left tackle, transfer from East Central. So it's going to be 2nd and 10, back to the original line of scrimmage on the 22. Ball on the near hash mark. 3 wide receivers the far side, 1 on the near side. Harris with the quarterback, Mooring. Mooring now looking to the near side, now scrambling to the far side. Stops, comes back, and that's Cooley, I believe, that was coming back to help out his quarterback. And did he get it?
They are not indicating that they're moving the ball up, so no, they're going to call that an incomplete pass. He did catch it, just did not get a foot in bounds.
So it's going to be 3rd and 10 from the 22. Falcons with the ball on the near hash mark, their own 22-yard line. 3 wide receivers the far side, 1 on the near side. Harris running back to the near side of the quarterback. There's the snap. Quarterback looking over here, southpaw. Now he's going to dink it over to Cook. Cook caught it. He's trying to get upfield to get to the first down marker, and he's going to be stopped 2 yards short at the 30.
Yeah, Cook just not quite able to get up to the first down, and that's going to bring up a 4th down now, and Falcons have to go for it.
Well, this is gambling. But you're right, don't have a choice. So 2 wide receivers either side of the ball. Harris running back to the left of Mooring, the quarterback, the freshman from Klein Kane in the Houston area. There's a snap. He's going to look up, throw quickly over the middle, and that's going to be caught by, is that Jawan?
It is Jawan Mason.
No, Ben Patterson, sorry.
Oh, it was Ben Patterson.
That's a
Okay.
10 instead of an 8, a 0 instead of an 8. So it's 1st and 10 from the Falcons from their own 36-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field. 3 wide receivers far side. There's a snap. There's Mooring. He's going to throw here to the near side, trying to get it to Deion Cook. Deion does a great job of coming back for the ball, but he can't pull it in.
One of those defenders just got his hand in there and knocked the ball out, but Deion Cook doing a great job. And another really good throw by Mooring. Climbs up, grabs it, and just can't keep it in.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the Falcons from their own 36-yard line. Who called a timeout?
I see no indications other than both teams are running off the field and jawing at each other as they're doing it.
Well, we had no indication of who called the timeout. I don't see the red hat on the field. So we're going to take a quick break, come back on the other 30. We'll keep it here. 30-second timeout. What did he say?
He said timeout on us, I believe is what he said. On the referees, meaning. But there's no injured players on the field.
Maybe it's a cool-down period because they were kind of pointing and jawing at each other. Again, these schools generally do not like each other. The Falcons been on the receiving end of quite a few defeats. Can't really call it a rivalry, as we were talking about pregame, as it's got to be more give and take, and it's been more take than give on the Falcons. They did win last year. They upset, and it was an upset, Angelo at their homecoming. But right now, Angelo certainly getting their vengeance on the Falcons, as it's 29-0. Angelo State with 9:57 to go in the contest. Falcons have the ball. It's 2nd and 10 from their own 36. They're going right to left on your radio dial, south to north. No wind to speak of today at all. 3 wide receivers on the near side. There's going to be snap. Mooring rolling here to the near side. He's going to throw it underneath. Threw it at the feet of Laquan Wells as he was under pressure. And it's going to be 3rd and 10.
It's so hard to throw the ball when you're on the move like that. It's something that a lot of people just don't appreciate. It's a very tough thing to do. You got to somehow be able to get enough torque in your throw to put the ball in a good spot. And it's just tough to do while your lower body is doing something else.
And Mooring, a left-hander, and I wonder how hard it is for wide receivers to adapt from a left-hander to a right-hander.
It is, because the ball spins the complete opposite way, so it is.
3rd and 10 from the 36-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 3 to the near side. Empty backfield. There's the snap. Mooring looking here to the near side, and that ball is over the middle, and it just went out of Laquan Wells' hands, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, just a bit overthrown right there, and that should bring up 4th down. But again, Falcons are going to go for it because you got to. You don't have a choice. No, I guess they do have a choice because they're trotting out the punt unit, and that, to me, Monty, says they're waving the white flag.
Mea culpa, mea culpa. And
boy, Coach is not going to be happy about this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to have a post-game interview tonight, even though I harassed him last week. I'm not planning on it. So we're going to punt. It's 4th and 10 from the 36-yard line. Rafael Vargas to punt, and it's going to be Andrew Pitt standing his own 29-yard line. And there's a high spiraling kick, and Andrew's going to just wave his hand, and it's going to hit, and it's going to roll out of bounds at about the 7-yard line of the Rams. With the 29-0 lead, all they need to do is just sit there and burn clock, babe.
That's it. Just hang out, hand the ball off a few times, get a few first downs, and that's going to be it for this one. I mean, still 9.5 minutes left, so technically plenty of time, but just haven't seen enough from this Falcons offense to say, well, you know, so you're saying there's a chance.
I'm saying there's a chance. And Coach McCullough walking towards the south end zone, talking to his guys on the headset, trying to come up with the magic. Talking to his wide receivers. And here we go. 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 7. 1 wide receiver on either side of the ball, jumbo package on the line. There's a snap, going to give it off to running back. He's going to come to the near side, and he's going to be tackled immediately and that's going to be X-Line, who has had another outstanding night.
Tackle made by number 4, Tristan X-Line.
Gary Holmes down there, Sonoe Teoima.
Ashton Hamby doing a good job of blowing up the lead blocker on that play. This defense
Amari
has played
Bedford.
a tough game, a very tough game from this defense. Just not getting a lot of help from the offensive side.
Tola Deranijo, transfer from Tyler, number 96, is down there too on the defensive line. First time we've been able to call his name this year. 2nd and 8 for the Rams. There's going to be the snap. They're going to have a running back trying to go to the far side, and again, he's just met very rudely by a flock of Falcons. And that's going to be Ashton Hamby in on that, Sione, and Amari Bedford.
Just a little pickup over on the left side there, but at this point, the point of this drive is to take time off of the clock, as we're now under 8.5 left in the match.
Amari Bedford, 6'3", 280 from Dallas, South Oak Cliff. They play a little football in South Oak Cliff, too.
Yeah, they sure do.
So 3rd and 6 for the Rams from their own 12-yard line. 8:12 left to go. 29-0 Rams with the lead. One wide receiver either side of the ball. Wing back to the near side. They're going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going off the left far tackle, and he just sits down. Very wisely, doesn't take a hit, and that's Jermaine Ravenel on the tackle.
Yeah, it takes a business decision over there on the left side.
Very good business
decision.
decision.
Why not? That is exactly the time you take a seat.
Let's not put ourselves in any position to get damaged. So they're going to bring on the punt team.
Loss of 2, 4th down and 7.
That's going to be Cade Fuller, number 7, standing about 5 yards in his end zone. Gunnar Absek standing at his own 46-yard line. There's a snap, ball on the far hash mark. Left to right on your radio dial, they're kicking. And Gunnar's going to field that, and he's going to go out of bounds at about the 43.
Yeah, thereabouts. I think they're giving him the 41.
I'm sorry, that was not. Yeah, that was Gunnar. Okay.
So back in action from the offensive side. Let's see if Isaac Mooring can make this score a little bit more respectable.
A little more palatable?
Yes.
1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own 41-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. 3 wide receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Running back Harris to the left of Mooring, the freshman from Klein Kane, true freshman, getting his first extensive action in a Falcon football game. Dylan Graham went down to injury in the first period. There's the snap. Mooring rolling here to the near side, and there is a pick.
Almost. It was in and out of his hands, but it was directly into the hands of a defender who did drop it. That's number 5, Stephen Woods.
Intended receiver was Dion Cook.
Well, you know, that was that same play, the flood concept over to the left side, because Mooring's a left-handed quarterback, and that Woods was just right in the middle of the passing lane.
2nd and 10 for the Falcons from their own 41-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. 3 wide receivers on the near side. Looks like a bubble screen. Laquan drops back, but Corey Harris doing his magic as he gets off far tackle, and I think he gets the first down. Or are they going to call him short a yard?
Yeah, they're calling him just short. But, yeah, it was a draw play. Fake the bubble screen, hand it off to Corey Harris, and let's see what he could do. And he picked up 9 on the play, but with under 7 minutes to go in this one, you got to air it out.
So 3rd and 1 from the 50. There's the snap. It's going to go to a bubble screen to Dion Cook, and he works his way to the middle of the field, and he's going to get the first down and get down to the 41-yard line, I believe, of the Rams. They're going to mark it the 42, Ben.
Dion Cook quietly having a really good second half here.
Transfer from Iowa Western, originally from Chicago. There's a snap, hurry-up offense, and Mooring's got all the time in the world, and what happened? I didn't see where the ball went.
I was looking up the field because we had 3 receivers open. They're calling it an incomplete pass. Hopefully we can see the replay
fall out
here.
Of his hands?
Because I looked upfield, and then I looked back, and the ball was just rolling around. So watching the replay here, he backed up to throw, had all day. Oh, and tried to pump fake it.
And the ball fell out of his hand. So 2nd and 10 for the Falcons from the 42-yard line of the Rams. 6:26 to go. Rams with 29-0 lead. Falcons going right to left on your radio dial, south to north. There's a snap. Mooring hesitating, now trying to run, and he's arm tackled by That's going to be number 35, Ben.
Number 35 is Quentin Lucas, just grabbing a jersey and saying, come on down here.
So, 6:06 left to go in the game. 3rd and 6 for the Falcons now from the 38-yard line of the Rams. 5:58 to go, clock running, 29-0 Rams. There's going to be the snap. Mooring looking downfield. He's got a man wide open in the middle, and that's going to be Ben 10, Douglas Patterson, and he's going to work his way into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Falcon touchdown.
It's about time, and just
Hallelujah.
a great throw over the middle for Ben 10 Patterson. And Patterson did the rest on his own. Good job by the offensive line all day long. He also had Deion Cook open on the left side. But Patterson over the middle. He does get a good block over there from Laquan. And Ben 10 able to run it in.
So Rafael Vargas in for the point after attempt as the Falcons score a touchdown. Kinstler snap. Apsek hold. Kick is up and good.
That HEB field goal is good. 5:45
Well,
in the game. It's the Rams.
good-looking drive, good throws by Mooring on that drive, but you think it's just got to be too little too late at this point.
Isaac Mooring's first scoring drive as a Falcon quarterback.
Yes.
He did a great job,
Sure
southpaw
did.
from Klein Kane.
Sure did.
So he's got his first one. That's important, and the Falcons still showing fight, Ben.
Yeah, there's signs of life in there definitely, and especially off of that last defensive series, and then coming into this offensive series, Deion Cook doing some of the work, and then Ben 10 Patterson taking it in for the touchdown. So, under 6 minutes to go, it's not outside of the realm of possibilities.
Well, we didn't get skunked. That's what I like.
Yeah, that 0 looked real bad up there, didn't it?
It did. As now the Falcon kick team will go. It'll be Rafael Vargas to kick off. Rafael's done everything but drive the bus tonight. I wonder if they're going to make him do the laundry, too.
They might. They might.
His family would love that.
Oh, yeah.
He can wash his leggings.
I wonder if he does wash those leggings. Some of these guys are superstitious and whatnot.
Kickers? No.
Yeah.
No, them and pitchers and pole vaulters?
Right.
No. Say it isn't so. I bet his mama's on him about that. I've met her, and she seems to be like a lady I would not want to be in conflict with. So, Falcons score with 5:45 left to go. Their score now 29-7, 22-point lead. Falcons got to score quickly. You can guarantee Coach McCullough will be pulling all the strings to get back into this game. There's an onside kick, and it's going to be caught. And, there's all kinds of activity going on over there, pushing and shoving. And it was fielded by Angelo State, but there are so many people over there. Now the referees are getting involved. And so it's going to be, ball's going to be retained by Angelo. So not a lot of love lost between these two teams. And
yeah, you could basically say that about just about any team.
Recap that scoring drive, would
in
you?
the Lone Star. So the scoring drive here was 6 plays, a minute 39, 59 yards on the play. And Mooring to Patterson was a 38-yard touchdown reception. And just, a minute 39. I mean, heck.
We get back in.
Yeah,
There's going to be a handoff to the running back, and he's going to be met very rudely. That's Wilcox. And that is Tristan Exline expressing his displeasure with the results so far. Again, quietly having an incredible game. Tristan never talks about himself, ladies and gentlemen, and he is absolutely a terror on the football field and a tremendous young man. And he plays every play 150%.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Takes great angles. He's fast. He's strong. He gets a little embarrassed when you talk nice to him.
When you talk about him and compliment him, yep. From China Springs, Texas, just outside of Waco, former Cougar. 2nd and 10 for the Rams from the 48-yard line of the Falcons. Ball in the middle of the field. 3 wide receivers far side. There's going to be a handoff to the running back, and he's immediately stopped and absolutely mauled by the Falcons. And that's going to be Yemi is in there and Tristan Exline again.
This defense is still playing. They are still playing. They're going to play until the final gun goes off. And it'll be a 3rd down. Monty, we've got all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout left. If we can score,
we can get back in this thing. Well, WT last year.
That's right. That's exactly right. We climbed back into that one, didn't we?
We did, 141-40 in the overtime. I believe that was the score. Rams now burning clock, down to 4 seconds on the play clock. There's a snap. Fuller dropping back, going to throw it over the middle. Oh, what a beautiful one-handed catch by the receiver as he caught that ball one-handed behind him and pulled it in. And then he streaks down the field for about a 26-yard pickup, I think, Ben.
They're going to end up on about the 14. No, they're giving him the 20-yard line down here.
Number 16, Ben.
Number 16 is Corey Sandolph. First time we've called his name tonight.
Boy, can he fly.
As soon as he corralled that ball, he was off to the races.
6'2", 205-pound transfer from Cisco. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Falcon 20 ball at the far hash mark. We're going to have 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. 2 running backs bracketing the quarterback in an old wing T. There's a snap, going to hand off to the running back to the far side. He's going to twist and turn. He's going to pick up almost a yard. He ran about 6, and there goes somebody's lid.
Yeah.
That's a Ram hat. You know, every time I see one of those, I think off with his head.
That's what it looks like.
And it's frightening because
that was Jaden Jones who lost his lid that time.
Siona Tioima, Jalen Williams in on that tackle along with Jacob Humphreys.
So I would think unless coach has waved the white flag, we would start seeing timeouts taken after this play.
There's a snap, and running back is going to get nothing from Angelo State, and he's going to be tackled by Jalen Williams from Dodge City Community College, originally from Shreveport, Louisiana. He played football his senior year in high school. He was a basketball guy, and that's how he ended up at Dodge City. That was the one that gave him the opportunity. He didn't have a lot of experience, and he really is truly a Division I guy. He's 6'7", 350 pounds.
Wow. Is Dodge City, is that where Coach Lusby is?
Yep, Ryan Lusby's up there. He listens to the games also, so hello to Coach Lusby, former OC here at UTPB. It's going to be 3rd and 9 from the 19. Not a lot of offense on this drive, on this part of the drive. Quarterback dropping back, going to throw over the middle, and it's going to be completed, and Correll Coney on defense there, and that was number 19 that caught that ball, Ben.
Yeah, just a big throw right over the middle, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout as the Rams threatening to score again.
So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Check that. So 1st and goal from the 3. And we're going to have a 2-minute timeout, and we're going to be back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X. Back in a few.
It's overused, abused, taken for granted. The word free. At First Basin, when we say free checking with instant issue debit card, we stand behind it. So if you're like me, and no one really is, it might be good to see if your bank is hiding the word fee in free. Time for a new bank? You're going to like coming in first. First Basin Credit Union. Experience superpower.
Member NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Astound Broadband Stadium, where the Angelo State Rams are knocking on the door as there's 1:57 left in the contest. They're up 29-7, and we've had the 2-minute timeout. That's new this year in college football. It's not a warning, it's a timeout. Warnings are in the NFL, timeouts are in the NCAA.
You know, football fans have been used to hearing 2-minute warning for
forever.
100 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know why NCAA felt like they needed to get cute with that, but
why
they
not?
did. So that's what we're doing. It's been one of these games, Monty.
Yep, 1st and goal from the 3-yard line of the Falcons. I formation, quarterback under center. He's going to pitch it back to the running back. Nope, he's going to fake the pitch and fake me out again. He's going to go off the far side. Touchdown, Rams.
That is his now 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. And Fuller, faked out the entire stadium there.
Including the announcers.
And just went the other direction. And that's going to put a stamp on it right there.
That is, and Brad Larson, the field goal kicker, ended probably the point after attempt. And Cade Fuller, the punter, will hold. And really good game by the Rams starting late in the 2nd period. They've imposed their will. There's a snap up, kick is up and good. So
Extra point try is good.
36-7 now our score. The Rams with the lead with a minute 52 left to go. Let's take a quick break. Be back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X.
Don't just earn a degree, make an impact. At the University of Texas Permian Basin, you can earn your master's degree for free. To meet the shortage of behavioral health professionals in West Texas, we're covering tuition and mandatory fees for graduate students in clinical psychology, counseling, and social work. When you study an impact major at UTPB, your passion becomes your purpose and your paycheck.
Well, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Astound Broadband Stadium, where the Angelo State Rams have just scored a touchdown and converted the point after to take a 36-7 lead over your UTPB Falcons with a minute 52 left to go in the contest. And Gunnar Apsek on the near hash mark at the 10 and Traylon Sewell at the far hash mark at the goal line, and Traylon's going to field that ball, and he's going to bring it out. He's at the 10, he's at the 15, he's at the 20. He's coming here to the near side, trying to turn the corner. He's going to be tackled by the Rams at the 22-yard line, I believe, and that's number 4 on the tackle bin.
Jatavian Neal with a great open field tackle right
Beautiful
there. That is
tackle.
Textbook. You just go down and try to put the other teams, try to put the runners' ankles together, and yeah, absolutely textbook right there.
Well,
so
they're going to give Traylon to the 23. So it's going to be – I'm sorry, Ben, didn't mean to cut you off.
it's okay. I was just saying it feels kind of academic at this point, but let's get some good time for this young quarterback.
1st and 10 for the Falcons from the near hash mark. 3 wide receivers the far side. They're going to run or hand the ball off to the running back. He's upfield, and that's going to be – is that Cleveland? That's 35.
I think it's 25.
It's Cam Lee. Sorry, Cam Tyler. Cam Tyler with the ball, and he's going to pick up a first down, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Falcons from the 38-yard line. There's going to be the snap very quickly. Bubble screen. Oh, man. And that defensive back jumped that route and got his hand on the ball.
Guess who? That's Andrew Pitts out
there.
Yeah.
Andrew Pitts, the All-American.
Yeah, he knew what play was coming before the snap happened.
So Cam Tyler's showing his speed. He's quicker than a cat. 2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line of the Falcons. Ball on the near hash mark. 3 wide receivers the far side, 1 on the near side. There's the snap. Going to give the ball to Tyler, and he's going to go off far tackle and pick up maybe 2, Ben?
Yeah, not much over there. Trying to get between the tackles and just get anything for positive yardage here.
Let me do this. We want to thank our game sponsors, Diamond Pump and Transport and Exclusive Assurance Services, for sponsoring this game. And it's going to be 3rd and 9 from the Falcons from the 39-yard line. 1 minute left to go in this contest. 2 wide receivers on the far side, 2 on the near side. Wide receiver running back to the left of the quarterback. He's going to hand off to Cam Tyler. Cam runs into the line, and Ben, he's met very rudely.
Yeah, nothing there on 2nd down. Or was that 3rd down? That was 3rd down. So nothing there, just up the middle. Ran into a big hunk of humongulous. And we're about 30 seconds remaining in this one. Nobody's calling timeouts. Everyone just ready to get this one over with. So there's still about 8 seconds between the play clock and the game clock. So we'll have one more snap.
There's a snap. Mooring dropping back. He throws it over the middle for the first down. That's going to go to Cooley. And Cooley's going to be brought down. Goodness gracious. Hello. So Cooley's dropped at about forward progress. They're going to give him to the 34 of the Rams. But that was kind of a really interesting tackle. 13 seconds clock running, Ben.
Yeah, I was going to say the clock's going to pick up again, and there it is, 7 seconds. We might get one more snap off.
No, coaches are on the field.
Yeah.
We're done. And so that's it. The clock shows 0 all the way across, and that's going to be the end of this contest as the score is Angelo State 36, Falcons 7. You got to tip your hat to Angelo.
They came ready.
What a
they
great
came
job.
Prepared, and although it was a defensive struggle in the first half, Angelo State pulled out just enough plays to go in at halftime up 15-0, and then came out in the second half and just kind of did whatever they wanted to do.
And we're going to take a break, come back with a post-game show. We'll be back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on Flow Sports and 95X.
From kickoff to the 2-minute warning, HEB has all you need to make your tailgate a touchdown. For the starting lineup, HEB's freshly made guacamole and salsas are a delicious play. And for meat lovers, HEB Prime 1 steaks and burgers are a sizzling way to get your grill on. Plus, pick up the extras like HEB's Our Finest paper towels, Texas Tough trash bags, and foil. From food to snacks to defensive sacks, tailgating is a win with HEB.
It's overused, abused, taken for granted. The word free. At First Basin, when we say free checking with instant issue debit card, we stand behind it. So if you're like me, and well, no one really is, it might be good to see if your bank is hiding the word fee in free. Time for a new bank? You're going to like coming in first. First Basin Credit Union. Experience superpower.
Member NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
Lightning, cold weather, heat waves, and windstorms happen when least expected. The Bosworth Company and Kohler are committed in keeping your home or business comfortable and running. Never run out of power with the Kohler generator. It comes with a 5-year, 2,000-hour warranty, and it powers on automatically within seconds of an outage. Call the Bosworth Company now at 432-570-5233. Worth the call, always.
License number TACLA 16845C.
Our compassionate same-day care, precision diagnostics, and cutting-edge treatments make it easy to choose the orthopedic and sports medicine experts at Basin Orthopedic Surgical Specialists. As the official team doctor of the Falcons, we provide the most advanced orthopedic treatments to keep our student athletes on the field. Please visit Basin Orthopedic Surgical Specialist for all your orthopedic care.
Rosa's Cafe's breakfast takes me back to those early mornings. The smell of fresh homemade tortillas filling the air. The warmth of my mother's kitchen wrapped around me like a hug. Rosa's is a taste of home, a reminder of the love and tradition that went into every dish. Taste the authentic flavors of a Rosa's Cafe breakfast. After all, life is better with Rosa's Cafe.
Falcon free, no loans, no debt at UTPB.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Astound Broadband Stadium in Midland, Texas, where the visiting Angelo State Rams have going to have a short 2-hour trip back to San Angelo as they win this one 36-7. And believe it or not, this game was scoreless until late until the second period on a scoop and score from a fumble from the quarterback for UTPB, and that started the scoring onslaught for the Rams, Ben.
Just looking at the stats right here, too, it's not like the Angelo State offense did all that much better than the UTPB offense. The difference is just putting the points on the board.
They took advantage of what they had.
Absolutely. So 14 first downs for both teams. Rushing yards, 168 for Angelo State, 108 for UTPB. So a little bit of a gap there, but passing yards, only 112 for Angelo State, 169 for the Falcons. Total offensive yards, 280 for Angelo State, 277 for the Falcons. They took advantage of the opportunities that they had. And right here, look at this. Third down conversions. Angelo State was 5 of 14. Falcons were 3 of 18. That's not good. Coach is not going to be happy with that right there. But fourth down conversions, Falcons were 4 of 5. So just looking through here, it was Braden Fuller, the quarterback for Angelo State, ended up with 146 total rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. I think I said 2 earlier. He had 3 rushing touchdowns in He led all rushers. Braden Fuller. Yeah, led all rushers. Corey Harris rattled off 64 yards. Not one of his better performances. Isaac Mooring ends up with 113 total yards. Braden Fuller had 112, and Fuller played the whole game. Mooring only played not even the entire second half. So, neither one of these offenses is very impressive today, but Angelo State as a team able to get points on the board, and that's the difference in tonight's game.
Let's take another break. We'll come back on the other side. This is Falcon Football on 95X and Flow Sports.
From kickoff to the 2-minute warning, HEB has all you need to make your tailgate a touchdown. For the starting lineup, HEB's freshly made guacamole and salsas are a delicious play. And for meat lovers, HEB Prime 1 steaks and burgers are a sizzling way to get your grill on. Plus, pick up the extras like HEB's Our Finest paper towels, Texas Tough trash bags, and foil. From food to snacks to defensive sacks, tailgating is a win with HEB.
It's overused, abused, taken for granted. The word free. At First Basin, when we say free checking with instant issue debit card, we stand behind it. So if you're like me, and no one really is, it might be good to see if your bank is hiding the word fee in free. Time for a new bank? You're going to like coming in first. First Basin Credit Union. Experience superpower.
Member NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
Lightning, cold weather, heat waves, and windstorms happen when least expected. The Bosworth Company and Kohler are committed in keeping your home or business comfortable and running. Never run out of power with the Kohler generator. It comes with a 5-year, 2,000-hour warranty, and it powers on automatically within seconds of an outage. Call the Bosworth Company now at 432-570-5233. Worth the call, always.
License number TACLA 16845C.
Our compassionate same-day care, precision diagnostics, and cutting-edge treatments make it easy to choose the orthopedic and sports medicine experts at Basin Orthopedic Surgical Specialists. As the official team doctor of the Falcons, we provide the most advanced orthopedic treatments to keep our student athletes on the field. Please visit Basin Orthopedic Surgical Specialist for all your orthopedic care.
UTPB football is back and better than ever. All Falcon football home games are free this season. That's right, free admission and free tailgating. All you need to do is show up, bring your friends, family, and your favorite food and drink. Come and cheer on the Lone Star Conference champions as they fight to defend their title. Experience the fun of tailgating and the excitement of college football in the Permian Basin. Falcons up.
Welcome to Rosa's Cafe, the home of Las Fajitas Más Famosas. Indulge in our succulent chicken or juicy beef fajitas, grilled to perfection over real mesquite. So drive through, dine in, or carry out for Rosa's wide variety of all your favorites. Make it Rosa's Cafe. After all, life is better with Rosa's Cafe.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Stown Broadband Stadium in Midland, Texas, where the Angelo State Rams win tonight in a contest against your Falcons, and the final score is 36-7, and a game that really had no scoring whatsoever until the end of the second period, and latter part of the second period, and it was a scoreless game up into that time, and the Falcons just could not get anything going on offense. Quarterback Dylan Graham was injured in the first period, and we did not see him again. Christian Capoa, the transfer from Cisco, came in and took over, and then Isaac Mooring, the true freshman from Klein Kane High School north of Houston, came in and took over from there and really did quite well, I thought. True freshman, playing one of the elite defenses in Division II and in the Lone Star Conference, Angelo State. And I thought he showed himself very well, but by the time he came in, it was a little bit too late.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he was 7 for 17, 113 yards and a touchdown. He led all passers in the game on either team. So, yeah, I would say it was a very good showing from the young man there. But, the game was basically out of reach by the time he got there. And, again, it's not like our offense did all that much worse than the Angelo offense. The stats look very, very similar. It's just that Angelo State was able to capitalize and get points on the board where the Falcons were not.
Right, and we have been notified that Coach Chris McCullough, head coach of the Falcons, is on his way to the booth for a post-game interview. So we really appreciate that, and probably not the one thing he wanted to do after this contest, but to his credit, he's coming to visit with us. So we are going to talk a minute about some of the other scores. Western Oregon beat Western New Mexico in Silver City today. Boy, that's a long trip. What do they got to fly into Phoenix or Albuquerque or something like that from Portland? And so then Western Oregon will be our last home game in 2 weeks. It'll be senior night here. And then next week, we will be going to Central Washington, Ellensburg, Washington, for a game against the Central Washington football team, who has a 21-14 lead at the half against Eastern New Mexico in Portales. So we will be going up there for that contest, and that's a beautiful part of the country. And it is never dull when we go to Ellensburg, Central Washington. Now, Coach Chris McCullough is going to join us. Ben's giving him his headset. And, Coach, first of all, thank you so much for making the trip up here to the booth. We appreciate it. Tough game. First of all, how's Dylan Graham?
He's going to be out for the year, so hate that for him.
Yep.
Love the kid to death. You guys have no idea what kind of man that kid has become, what kind of leader that guy has become, and to lose his senior year that way, man, it sucks. But, we're going to continue to fight as a team. Proud of the guys. They didn't, as far as our offense, defense, special teams, not one guy talked bad about the situation we were in, having to go to younger quarterbacks, younger experienced quarterbacks. And we just kept fighting, and obviously not the result you want. But I've got to be better prepared for when something like that happens. To be ready to go with the next guy, and I wasn't. You never want to see that happen. But in a big game like this, you don't want to just throw the whole playbook at these young guys and get their head overworked. And you just try to keep it simple. Defense did a hell of a job that first half of just keeping us in the ball game. And time of possession, I mean,
Did you see the stats?
Not terrible as far as time. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Time of possession, not terrible, but we couldn't get up. We could not pick up a third down. So we just got to be better. I got to be better preparing these guys for the future, right? So we got 2 young guys for the rest of the season, and I'm sure you'll see both of them. We'll go through this week and see who's going to be the starter. And I'm really proud of how our guys took the adversity tonight, right? In this program, we talk about adversity every single day and what happens when it shows up and how you respond to it. Our guys responded to it great. Obviously, as you go through the game and you can't sustain drives on offense, it takes a tear on your defense. And eventually they're going to start giving up some stuff. The only play I truly am not happy about was the long quarterback run that they had. Besides that, man, I'm proud of our guys, the fight they had. I mean, look at those stats. I mean, the quarterback had 146 yards rushing. No running back had over 10 yards. I mean, that's just crazy for our defense to be able to do that. And you take away that one play, man, they held them under 50 yards rushing.
Did you have any idea the quarterback was that blooming fast?
Yeah, you saw it against Western New Mexico 2 weeks ago. That's why he was Player of the Week.
Okay.
He had a 55-yard touchdown. But, the one thing I'll say is we had a great crowd tonight. You heard the chirps of, obviously, judging what was going on the field and how we were calling the plays. And I enjoy that. I am glad that I am at the University of Texas Permian Basin and we care about football and care about winning. That's why I took the job here, right? I wanted to compete for national titles and conference titles, and I'm at a place that cares enough to yell at the coaches like that. I love that. All right, keep doing it. I mean, just keep coming to the games. All right, keep giving these kids the ability to play in front of you and enjoy some of these guys' senior years. Right? We're still building a program, and that's what is so hard for people to understand. Year one, you win a conference title. You're not supposed to do that, people.
Nope.
You people listening, I love you. I thank you for being Falcon fans. But we have to realize that championships are not supposed to happen overnight like they did. It takes time to build a culture and a program, and that's what we are doing. I'm not happy with the 3 losses we have. But I'm going to keep fighting every single day and keep working my tail off to make this fan base and this university proud of what we're doing. Last year was just the start. We have a down year this year. Okay? I don't care what happens, win, loss, the rest of the season. I know I'm judged off of that, but I'm going to continue to try to transform these young men's lives. I'm going to continue to try to build this program to be better than I found it and continue to make this program one of the best in the Lone Star Conference, and it takes time. Angelo State didn't have overnight success. West Texas obviously hasn't had overnight success, right? It's not how things are done. It's just not. Harding 10 years ago was a bottom feeder program in the country. Now they're unstoppable. They're going to win a national championship again. It takes time, so give us time. So, again, I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of the fight they have. We're going to get back to work and see what we can do in Washington next week.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for coming up here. I know this wasn't number one on your hit parade to do so, but we greatly appreciate it, and the fans do too.
Yeah, the last thing I want to do is just give a shout-out to the band, the cheerleaders. They're tireless work. They don't get recognized enough, right? Everybody comes to our games to watch what happens in the 100 yards. But that band that we have, we continue to grow. We continue to get better and better every year. And we're going to keep doing that. Same with our cheer squad. So proud of them, happy that they're on our side, and we're just going to continue to grow as a university. I'm proud of where we are, but we have so far yet to go, and we're going to get there. We have the right people in place. We have the right admin and coaches in place to get the athletic department off the ground and get this thing rolling.
That's great, Coach. Thank you so much for coming up here. We appreciate your time. And ladies and gentlemen, next week we're going to be in Ellensburg, Washington. That's going to be an 8 o'clock kickoff Central Time. That'll be 7:30 for the pregame show. And then the coaches show will be next Thursday night at 6:30 on the X. And it'll be video replayed on Friday night after the Fox Friday night football game on Fox 24. And Ben, final thoughts?
It's a tough loss. But just like Coach said, you don't get the kind of success that we had last year overnight. That's the exception. And I have all the faith in the world that this coaching staff, this administration, everybody, we are moving this program in the correct direction. And I am so excited to be a part of it.
Yep, I am too. And thanks to Matthew Rios back in the studio, to Nicole and to Bill for helping us out tonight with everything. And speaking for everybody, I'm Monty Montgomery. And thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you Thursday night at the Coaches Show. Falcons up, everybody.
All right.